Hey, Taylor gang. Y'all in the building today? Hey, Kim. I forget that I wear headphones over here. Hey, everybody. I see Christy's over here. Shay's over here. Hey, Tyler. Pretty Eyes T. Chanel made her way. As well as Tanya, girl. Hey. Hello, everybody. Y'all done came over here quick today. Quick today. So, A-Star Rocky is going to be starting in an hour. I'm bored, so I don't have nothing to do. So I need to talk to y'all. Y'all need to talk to me. That's why we're family. That's why I called y'all, because hello, what y'all doing? So I don't know if y'all know or not, but Mariah's attorney basically let us know what's going on with her. All right. A few things that I want to go over with that. It's gonna be a good day. Yes, it is, Chanel. I'm just gonna run through real quick if you haven't seen or if you don't know what's going on with her and her arrest. All right, so Mariah Hamilton is YNW Melly's ex-girlfriend, I don't know. All right. But y'all know that, he's being retried because his last case ended in a mistrial. So the lawyer wants us to know that Mariah is not facing criminal charges. She is a witness in the capital murder and she is not a suspect. And no charges have been filed against her. She also wants to correct us and let us know that there was no warrant for her absence in the first trial. No bench warrant was issued against her. She was never hiding, but the state could not properly serve her or her mother for deposition. All right. And so the state attempted to serve Mariah and her mother, Felicia. Instead of serving them directly, they posted a subpoena at Mariah's daddy house where neither one of them lived at. All right. The state then filed a rule to show cause, which is just a motion that they file when a witness can't be located. And her attorney, Mariah's attorney, appealed it due to improper service. All right. So we know that Mariah went out of the country and a warrant was issued to her that was tied to a motion that was filed by Kristen Bradley during the pandemic. All right. The motion was granted and it led to the issuance of a warrant. The warrant is for failure to be deposed as a witness, and it's not for any crime. And her arrest had absolutely nothing to do with witness tampering because y'all know, as we said, she's the victim. All right. Her attorney actually told her that she could leave the country despite having an active warrant. But whenever she re-entered the U.S., she was flagged and then she was detained in Miami-Dade County, a couple days ago, 3 days ago. She was transferred to the Broward County Jail and she's in their custody now. And, basically it's just reviewed as a tactic to force her to comply with whatever with testifying when the time comes. All right. On January 29th, which is yesterday, her attorney filed a supplement to emergency motion for hearing with the Broward County's clerk. Hamilton is demanding a court intervention to access records critical to challenging her arrest and their claims. What they are requesting is a writ of bodily attachment, probable cause affidavit, subpoenas and proof of service, ex parte judicial record, and witness information, because they are questioning the truthfulness of basically the state and wants the court to review the matter beyond face of writ. She has a bond hearing set up for February the 7th, and it's an emergency bond hearing. But that is the latest and greatest. That is the latest and greatest on what's going on with Miss Mariah. So she's still locked up. She's still behind bars. But her lawyer say, I don't trust y'all. I don't believe y'all. Y'all need to show me the proof. Y'all gotta let me know what's going on. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Because yeah. Judge McBurney is doing more plea hearings today. So I thought we could watch together. I thought we could watch together. All right. Now it's a little loud, y'all. So if you got your headphones turned up, you might want to turn them down a little bit. You might want to turn them down a little bit. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in just a second.
You ready to go?
Good morning, Judge. Yes, I am ready.
Excellent. This is position 2 on our trial calendar, State versus Marvin Tank, 22 SC 184534. Mr. Tank is represented by Mr. Tolles, who's here in court with him. Ms. Dilligard is handling this for the state. Mr. Tank, I'm Judge McBurney. I've seen you on the screen a bunch of times, but now it's in person. Mr. Tolles tells me that you're ready to enter a plea in your case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Dilligard is going to put you under oath in just a moment, and she's going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Oh.
I need you to answer those questions to the best of your ability. If at any point you're confused by something that's asked, or you can't hear it, or anything like that, will you let Mr. Tolles or me know that?
Sure will.
Great. And if you ever need to sit, let me know. For now, we're going to keep you standing right there, okay?
I should.
Sounds good. Ms. Dilligard, when you are ready.
Please raise your right hand.
Right.
You swear or affirm that any statement or testimony that you shall give in the matter currently before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can lower your hand, and please state your true, correct, and legal name for the record.
Marvin Joseph Tanks.
Mr. Tanks, are you at this time taking or under the influence of any medicine, drugs, or alcohol?
No.
You're not taking any medicine?
Yes, I'm taking medication.
Okay. Tell me what you take medication for.
High blood pressure and 1 p of high blood pressure, 1 p for diabetes, and sleep medication.
Okay.
I have a triple name.
Did you take any sleep medication in the last couple hours?
No, that was last night.
Okay. So it helps you go to bed at night.
Yeah, 9 o'clock to every time.
Okay. Does the blood pressure medication or the diabetes medication, does that make you woozy or confused?
No, I've been taking it since late early 70s.
Okay.
When I came home from the wall, I got on my medication. So.
Okay. So you're understanding what we're talking about.
Yes, sir, I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask interject one question, sir? Do you take any medications for any type of mental health or?
Yeah, I'm a triple A.
Okay.
I take for
What do you take that? What is
post-traumatic stress. I have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Okay. PTSD. You take medication for that.
Yeah.
Did you take that medication? When do you take it? Morning or night?
Morning, nighttime. Now it's in everything 9 o'clock at night.
9 o'clock at night. Did you take it last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tolles.
Mr. Tanks, how old are you?
7, 9, I'm sorry.
And how far have you gone in school?
Hospital education. I also went to military school when I was in the military. Vietnam veteran stuff.
Do you understand that you've been charged with the following offenses? 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
Yeah, I have the firearm in the car.
So I want to make sure we answer your question, but the question that you have in front of you is, do you understand what you're charged with in this case? And
Yeah.
charged with 2 things. You're charged with supposedly pointing a gun at Ms. Fannie Smith. That's the aggravated assault. And you're also charged with having a gun when you did that, because of course the claim is you pointed a gun at someone. You understand the 2 things you're charged
I
with?
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you have a question about that?
No.
Okay. We'll keep going.
That's what happened.
Okay.
I ain't got to be yourself and die by it. Yeah. All on in the car.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let Ms. Dilligard keep going.
We did that best. We always have kept weapons, a lot of weapons around.
Okay. We'll talk about weapons at the end.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Always have.
No question.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to those charges we just stated?
Yes, yes. I'm good.
Do you understand that if you plead not guilty or remain silent and refuse to enter a plea at all, then the state is required to prove those charges against you at a jury trial?
No, I want to jury trial. Nah, I'm jury
But do you
trial.
understand that if you wanted to plead not guilty, we would have to prove these charges at a jury trial?
I understand. Oh,
Have you had an opportunity to review the waivers of rights form with your attorney?
We did not do one.
No, I told Mr. Tolles they didn't need to do that because you'd be covering it.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer about all of the charges that are in this indictment?
yes, I have. Yes.
Would you like more time to discuss the case with your lawyer?
I agree with what he got, what he got said today. I'm going along with that. I agree with all of that. Things look pretty good, but I like it.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer's services?
Yes, I am. Uh-huh.
Counsel, do you waive formal reading of the indictment for purposes
Yes, we
of the
do.
plea? Do you waive any and all defects in the indictment for purposes of the plea?
Yes, we do.
Mr. Tanks, do you remember being arrested on these charges?
Well, yes, I do. Yes, yes.
Has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge that you are pleading guilty to today? So you're charged with aggravated assault. The minimum and maximum on that is 1 to 20 years. However, we've agreed to reduce the aggravated assault to disorderly conduct, which is a maximum of 12 months. And then we also agreed for the possession of a firearm normally is 5 years consecutive is the maximum. We've agreed to reduce that to pointing a pistol under OCGA 16-11-102. The maximum on that is 12 months. You understand that?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Do you understand that today you are entering a negotiated plea of guilty, which means that the state will recommend the following sentence to the court? To judge on count 1, we agreed to reduce it to disorderly conduct under OCGA 16-11-39 for 12 months probation. On count 2, reduce the pointing a pistol under OCGA 16-11-102 for 12 months probation consecutive to count 1 for a total of 24 months probation.
Okay.
The conditions we've agreed on all, but there's one that's kind of looming that we're going to leave in the discretion of the court.
Okay.
So no contact with the victim, to continue with his VA treatment plan, and to take all prescribed medicines determined by that plan. Also, any additional treatment required by probation. No drugs or alcohol unless prescribed, and no firearms or replica of firearms. The one condition that is kind of in the loom, which was one of his bond conditions, was to move from this incident location. The victim still lives there as well.
Oh, okay.
And so that would be the request of the state. However, we do understand that Mr. Tank's age and ability to move is stipend, so we'll leave that condition up to the court.
Okay. It would make no contact pretty complicated if they live in the same place.
Yes, Judge. My understanding is that it's speaking with defense counsel, it's a large apartment complex. They live on opposite ends.
Oh, so same place doesn't mean it's a 3-bedroom house and Ms. Smith is in one bedroom and Mr. Tank is in another. He's in unit G17, I'm making this up, and she's in A9. But it's the same apartment complex.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we'll talk about that more.
Do you understand that to be the recommendation that myself and your attorney discussed?
Yes.
Do you understand that the court is not required to accept the state's recommended sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that the court has the right to sentence you to the maximum possible sentence on each charge? You have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Do you understand that if there are multiple charges to which you're pleading guilty today, that the court also has the right to run those sentences consecutively?
Yes.
Do you understand that if the court decides to order a sentence that differs from what you were expecting, that you have the right to withdraw that plea?
Yes,
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, your probation and parole may be revoked based on your entering of a guilty plea today?
yes,
Do you understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit?
understand.
Do you understand that if you're on probation, you must follow all of the special conditions of your probation?
Yes,
Do you understand that if you fail to follow all the special conditions of your probation, then you will be subject to revocation and of that probation for the balance of your sentence?
yes,
Do you understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
yes,
Are you a United States citizen?
yes, I am.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty today, you're waiving any and all defenses, including any mental health defense?
Yes,
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent, the right to confront witnesses against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, the right to the presumption of innocence, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges at a trial?
yes,
Is it your decision to waive these rights, which means not to use them, and enter a guilty plea today?
yes,
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
no,
Is it your decision to enter a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty?
yes,
Mr. Tanks, how do you plead to the reduced charge of disorderly conduct and the reduced charge to pointing a pistol in indictment number 22 SC 184534?
yes,
The question is whether you're pleading guilty or not guilty. If you plead guilty, we move forward. If you plead not guilty, guilty. Okay.
yes, sir.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes,
You understand that you only have a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
yes,
You understand that if you wish to challenge the voluntariness of your guilty plea, you must do so by filing a habeas corpus petition?
yes,
You understand that for a misdemeanor charge, you only have 12 months from today to file a habeas corpus petition?
yes,
Judge, if this case were to proceed to trial, the evidence would show that on August 5th, 2022, Atlanta Police Department responded to a dispute call at Oglethorpe Place Apartments. The victim is Fanny Smith, stated that she was walking her dog and disposing of his poop in a receptacle near the defendant's vehicle. According to Ms. Smith, the defendant rolled down his window and asked why she was so close to his car. He then reached over and grabbed his firearm and pointed it towards her. Ms. Smith denied having any previous issues with the defendant, and all of this occurred in Fulton County, Georgia. State has been in contact with the victim. Victim's wishes is primarily for the defendant to receive the treatment and help that is needed. And that is all from this.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Jackson. How are you doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. Do you have any criminal history information on Mr. Tank?
Yes, sir. He has 9 cycles. The last arrest was July the 14th, 2023 in Fulton County for a failure to appear. The underlying charge was not listed. He did receive first offender treatment in 2018 for aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during commission of a felony. That case was sealed February the 14th, 2023. He does have 1 misdemeanor conviction that was in 2008 for disorderly conduct. Nothing in addition, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Tolles, share with me what you want to, and if you have information about it, let me know a little bit about this first offender. Charge-wise, it sounds awfully similar to what this is, and I just want to make sure we're going to keep that apartment complex calm, and that Mr. Tank doesn't have a proclivity of getting frustrated about something that maybe he misapprehends, and then all of a sudden there's a gun brandished.
Understood, Judge. The issue, Judge, was that he possessed a gun. And in his mental health condition, that should have never been, that was probably like mistake number one, because I don't think it was.
Probably 1 through 10, right?
Yeah, because he's PTSD, he's being seen by a doctor, his age and he's getting up there in age. And so he should have never even had a gun. And so both cases, I think, were probably like similar, like where because of his PTSD, it was triggered by the young lady being behind him. It wasn't anything that was targeted at her. They never had any issues or any problems. It was just that paranoia of just having someone behind him and behind his car and so close, because that was the question that was posed, like, why are you so close to my car? It was more of a paranoia thing. And so that's when the gun was produced. He never meant the victim any harm. And in the time that after he's gotten arrested, or anytime that he's been on bond, he's never done anything to her. I remember at a hearing, she had mentioned coming in contact with him one time, and then upon him seeing, he walked the other way, which is what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And so he's not a harm to anyone, Judge. And now that his family is, and I think when he was with mental health court for a veterans court for a little bit, they went in, they what is the word I'm using? Approved his home. Approved his home. And so for a very long time, even during this case, there was no provision for him to not be in that home. It was just that when he had gotten revoked because he didn't successfully complete the veterans program, largely in part because you could tell he's not the type, he's not going to be able to sit down in front of a circle and things of that nature and talk about drug. It just wasn't the right program for him, so he got revoked. When we were trying to get him his bond reinstated, the victim had come up and had just said something about that. But this is like almost a year and a half into the case, but she did not provide any information that Mr. Tanks ever threatened her or anything. Which my argument would be that that's why we have the aggravated stalking statutes. Mr. Tanks has lived in his house for 10 years, and so and it's his home. It's everything that he has, and with his age, it was hard for him to move out. And then when his family tried to get him a new place, which that was a lot that contributed to a lot of his incarceration. Nobody would do it because he had all these, he had all these pending charges, the ag assault, things of that nature. And he also gets assistance with the federal government to get reduced housing. So it was a hardship, and I think it was an unnecessary hardship because he's not in any way harmed. I don't even know if he saw her again, would he even know who she was? Because I think that question was posed, like, did he recognize you? Did he appear to recognize you? She wasn't sure. And so I'm asking the court, he's been there, Judge. He was on the ankle monitor as well, all this time as well. And all he's done is, he's pretty much on house arrest except for his appointments. All he's done is just go home, go to his doctor's appointments. He's not bothering anybody. Guns isn't an issue. So we're asking the court to follow the recommendation, but allow him to live in his home. It would be a great hardship. And I'm just hoping that you can just see by my client's demeanor that, he's up there, Judge, and the mental health is there. And so, but he's got great family support. His sister always comes to court with him. They make sure that he's doing right. And I think that since the 2.5 years that he's been on bond, he's not had a firearm. He hasn't had any more assault cases. He hasn't had anything. And so I just think it would be unnecessary. I thought it was unnecessary at the time. I would still think it would be unnecessary to remove him from his home of 10 years. And so in light of the fact that the state has now prosecuted this as a misdemeanor, and understands that it wasn't any malicious intent against the victim, that it was more PTSD based, that I'm asking the court to follow the state's recommendation, but allow him to stay in his home. Obviously, a strict no contact order with the victim, and she can be advised that if there's any harassment, intimidation, or anything like that, contact the DA, contact the police. We'll get an aggravated stalking warrant for him immediately, and then we can move him to the Fulton County Jail. but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And so, another thing that we'd asked for, Judge, and I talked to the state about this earlier, was that we're asking for credit against that sentence for the time he served, because he did do, I want to say, she said, 160.
I've got the numbers here. I'm going to talk about that with Mr. Tank.
And just give him credit for the time that he did serve for the 2 stints that he was in. But Judge, it's been an honor and a privilege working with his family. Mr. Tank served this country. He did a lot of things that a lot of people didn't want to do, and he came back and he's paid an ultimate price. And so I would ask the court to recognize his service and his sacrifice, and allow him to live out his golden years. We've gotten rid of the guns, so I don't think there's, again, any issue. So I would just ask the court to rule as, but allow him to, and give him credit for the time he served. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Tanks, I have a couple questions for you, and then I'm going to see if you have any questions. First, who is here with you?
This is my baby sister, Abundance, Tank Hewitt.
Last name is Hood?
H-U-I-T-T-E, Hewitt.
Hewitt.
H-E-W-I-T-T.
All right, Ms. Hewitt, thank you for being here. You don't live with your brother, but you're here to help support him. Is that correct?
Yes, we've done this constantly and consistently throughout this entire process.
Does anyone live with your brother in his apartment?
No.
Okay. Mr. Tanks,
I'm 7 minutes away from.
you're close. That's
Yes.
good. Mr. Tanks, do you get disability or Social Security? How do you get food on the table in your apartment?
I'm disabled by the government, and I'm tired from the post office and board education.
Okay.
And,
So you have a pension?
oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Disabled, Vietnam,
Got it.
and seasons.
You served overseas in Vietnam.
Yes, I served in Vietnam
Okay. Well, I appreciate your service.
for 15 years. You know.
Do you have a driver's license?
Oh, yes, sir. I have driver's license.
Do you drive?
Yes.
What do you drive?
07 Buick.
How often do you drive your 07 Buick?
Yeah, yes, sir.
How often did you drive it here?
No. My sister brought me.
Okay. Why would you be driving? What do you need to drive for?
Post office, bank.
Okay.
All that what people need most of the time.
Your
They big.
your basic needs.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you last have a driving test?
I think last year. I had it too. I got a 2045. I got a brand new life just now.
Okay.
Brand new life.
Are you wearing an ankle monitor?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, that's going to come off real soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. This big 31 anyway.
Okay.
Because I was in the program.
Do you have any guns in your apartment?
No, sir. No gun.
I've asked what I need to ask. Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Well, Mr. Tank.
That's fine.
Okay.
I live with that.
Mr. Tank, I find that there is a factual basis for your plea, meaning, based on what I've heard from both the prosecutor and from your lawyer, it sounds like you got a little upset with this lady and did something you should not have done. I also find that your plea is what we call knowing, meaning you've understood what we talked about, and voluntary, meaning no one's forcing you to enter this plea, but you're ready to be done with this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'm going to accept your plea. Mr. Tolles, is it all right if someone from my office signs the indictment indicating the guilty plea to 2 misdemeanors?
Yes.
Signs for you.
Yeah, we have no objection to that.
All right, Ms. Dilligard, can we sign for you?
Yes,
And Mr. Tanks, is it okay if we put your signature on the document indicating that you pled guilty to the 2 misdemeanors?
Yes, sir. That's fine.
We'll do that. I'm going to sentence you as follows, Mr. Tank. You spent 6 months in jail when you were first arrested on this. You were arrested on about the time it happened, and you didn't get out for 6 months. So I'm going to give you credit for those 6 months. I'm going to sentence you on count 1, which has been reduced to disorderly conduct, to 12 months to serve 6 months with a balance on probation. Count 2, which has been reduced to pointing a pistol, I'm going to sentence you to 12 months probation. That's going to run consecutive or after your other sentence. So basically, you're going to have 18 months, a year and a half of probation. I am waiving your probation supervision fees. Basically, the government is paying you, we don't need to then move that money to another part of the government. So you'll have no supervision fees. The most important condition of your probation is that you leave Ms. Smith alone. You know where she lives in the apartment complex?
I don't even know her.
Good. So, but if you see her, just turn around and go the other way, okay?
I sure will.
Good. Number two,
I don't know nothing about it.
let's keep it that way. Number two, I want you to keep up your treatment at the VA.
Yes, sir, I do.
And any medication that your doctors prescribe, you take that medicine.
Yes, sir.
If it makes you feel bad, you talk with the doctor and they'll give you different medicine, but you don't decide all by yourself, I don't need this medicine anymore, okay?
Yes, sir.
Finally, no guns in the household. It sounds like they're none, but don't go get any either now that you're getting this ankle monitor off.
Yes.
If someone finds a firearm in your apartment, to me, that's almost as bad as you bothering Ms. Smith, and there'll be bad consequences for that. Otherwise, you live your life as you've been doing it for 79 years, mostly staying out of trouble, serving our country. And as Mr. Tolles put it, you're in your golden years. You may even be like in your bronze years by now. So I want you to stay safe and take care of yourself, and you leave Ms. Smith alone, okay?
Yes, sir. I make sure I do that, sir.
All right. Now, misdemeanor probation probably will just be something you do over the phone. You might once, with your sister helping you, have to go meet them. They have an office about 2 blocks from here. But they're probably going to reach out to Mr. Tolles to say, how do we get in touch with Mr. Tank? And Mr. Tolles is going to help build that bridge. Do not ignore probation, because if they can't find you or you're not returning their call or doing whatever they need you to do, then they reach out to me and then I get frustrated. Mr. Tanks, all you need to do is call them back. So make sure you follow their directions, okay? And if at any point you're confused by it, you reach out to Mr. Tolles. He can help you navigate.
Yes, sir. I make sure I remember that.
Ms. Dilligard, anything else on behalf of the state?
Nothing further from the state.
Mr. Tolles, I'm assuming it's a county-funded ankle monitor, which means now it's Second Chance that is the entity that will be removing that. And so I'm going to rely on you to reach out to Second Chance, the bonding company, and they'll give Mr. Tanks instruction. They probably won't come to him. He'll need to go to one of their offices to get the ankle monitor off. But the ankle monitor's been on for so long, it probably was a different bonding company back when it went on. Your brother's not paying for the ankle monitor, is he?
Yes, sir, he did.
Oh my gosh, he is. Okay.
$305.
Well, that's going to end now. That's a lot of money. And I take back what I said about Second Chance. If he's paying for it, it may be a different vendor. I don't know. You'll know. He's paying that money.
We know it's Telex.
Oh, Talatrix. Yeah. So you reach out to Talatrix. If they don't immediately say, here's what we're supposed to do, let Mr. Tolles know. He'll let me know, and I will lean on them, because that should be no longer a stream of income for them or an expense for your brother. Okay. Mr. Tolles, anything else on behalf of Mr. Tanks?
Yes, Judge, the 180 days that you did mention, there was an another.
There was, because he didn't come to court. So I'm giving him credit for the time I'm going to give him credit for, and he's going to be on probation for 18 months.
It wasn't that he didn't come to court. It was because he got revoked.
Whatever happened, it may have been the Veterans Court situation.
Yes.
Be that as it may, that was separate conduct, unrelated to, he was in for 180 days to the day on these charges, unable to make bond. He bonds out, he's in Veterans Court. That ends in a way that's not favorable for your client, but those consequences are due to different conduct and not the conduct that forms the basis for his plea. So I heard you, and I see the numbers here. I'm giving him credit, getting rid of 6 months of that probation for the dates in custody that are directly related to what happened with Ms. Smith. And then that just gives us an 18-month buffer to make sure you are doing what you need to do and Ms. Smith is able to do what she needs to do. You're not paying supervision fees. And really, other than maybe having to call probation once a month, this is going to be pretty low impact. No ankle monitor, nothing. Okay?
Thank you.
Mr. Tolles, anything else?
No. Well, there was. What is the piece of paper he's going to need to show the ankle monitor? There'll
be a final disposition that I will sign probably today. Today's a little zany. I might file it tomorrow. Ms. Nelson can get you, if you can't get it through Odyssey, Ms. Nelson can email you a PDF of it. But my guess is Talatrix will say, where's the final disposition? So it may be a day or two, but I'd call them today saying, hey, my brother just pled guilty. What do we need to do? And they'll say, where's the final disposition? I'll get that to Mr. Toll. Mr. Tolles can get it. I don't know how he'll get it. And then they'll just need to see
Probably
that.
come through Odyssey.
Yeah, it'll definitely come through Odyssey. And if you're able to get that, then you just get that to Mr. Tanks or his sister, and Talatrix should do what they need to do. All right?
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Tanks.
All right. Your Honor, that's my only case, my big excuse.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you too.
Mr. Brown, you were able to speak with Mr. Stewart.
I was,
Okay, and we have Ms. Hudson. Great, Ms. Singleton. And we have a prosecutor. Excellent. Let's bring Mr. Stewart out. After that, we'll do Mr. Phillips and then Mr. Ndukwe. And I think you're Mr. Wilson?
Yes, sorry, I think you were told us. Stop down the magistrate court for a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
Here from Mr. Gray.
Yeah.
You need to talk to somebody from probation real quick before we can tell you exactly what.
Those are the probation people right there. If you can talk to them in hushed tones, or they'll go into the jury room with you or out there, that's fine. I'm going to deal with Mr. Stewart, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with your client. Sure. So, Ms. Hudson, I haven't done one of these before. You and Mr. Brown will be standing up here with Mr. Stewart. Is that how, or you're going to give a report and then I hear from I'll hear from everyone. I just want to make sure we sequence it in the way you're familiar.
Usually I would report, Mr. Stewart
Yeah,
is here.
so just real quick, y'all, I just want to tap in and let y'all know that court is for ASAP Rockies getting ready to start in about 20 minutes. So we are just watching Judge McBurney go through some of his pleas because we like Judge McBurney. We think he's reasonable. And it's always an interesting watch with him. I appreciate what he just did for that last guy. For Pops is what we called him in the chat. But I'm sure, he's going to exercise the normal McBurney discretion as he continues to go through this. Before we get to ASAP Rocky, and I know it may be a little bit late, but I just want to run down with the people real quick. I'm getting ready to throw a poll out here in this chat. Because if y'all, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but on yesterday, Relly sat on his stand and mentioned something about the defamation lawsuit. And I don't know, I was just sitting here thinking about it. I don't know if that was truly a doorway open for Joe to call him a liar or an extortionist. So before we get the ASAP Rocky trial rolling, it's starting in 20 minutes. I'm about to throw a poll out there and we're about to take a vote. Do you think Joe is going to call out Relly as an extortionist if the door was opened or not? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Just let me know.
Great. Hey, Mr. Stewart, if you'll come stand next to Ms. Singleton, please. And we got Mr. Brown on your other side. So let me get us on the record. This is 23 SC 190.
Right now. Step on forward. We can stay on. Yes. Step on out.
This is my background.
Yep, you can, you're connected to this?
Yes.
Okay.
She is right.
That's fine. Just make sure the cell phone's off. We'll get her right back in. 23 SC 190987. It's State versus Demarion Stewart. Mr. Stewart is here with his trial attorney, Mr. Brown, along with Ms. Singleton, who is with the Department of Juvenile Justice. And we are having a hearing in connection with OCGA 49-4A-9E. And that's a lot of letters and numbers, Mr. Stewart. But what that means is you have turned 17 or about to turn 17. About to. You were sentenced as a juvenile for an adult crime. And a juvenile, someone under 17, who is sentenced to a felony, and in this case, a pretty serious one, when he is about to reach 17, we have to have a hearing where I decide, as the judge who handles your case, whether we keep your sentence in place, whether something else happens. I've received a report from the Department of Juvenile Justice about how you've been doing at the YDC. But I want to make clear on the record before we dive into that, the full context. You pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter in connection with the murder charges of Mr. Homer. And you, through your attorney, agreed to a sentence of 25 years to serve 20. It's more years than you've been alive, balance probated, in lieu of going to trial, where if you went to trial, you face the possibility of a life or life without parole sentence. And you were there when I heard the factual basis from the state about how many times Mr. Homer was shot. You have a co-defendant who also pled guilty. But based on negotiations between your lawyer, Mr. Brown, and the prosecutor, and the information I heard at your sentencing hearing, I concluded that a sentence of 20 years to serve followed by 5 years on probation was a reasonable sentence, despite your young age, given the seriousness of what happened and really the lack of a defense to what happened to Mr. Homer. All that being said, we still need to have this conversation because by law, I'm required to consider, now that you're about to turn 17, is it appropriate for you to continue to serve your sentence, and you'll get credit for all the time you served, but you'd shift over to the Georgia Department of Corrections because at 17, you're deemed an adult. You may not feel like you're at adulthood yet, but that's where you'd go to serve the remainder of your sentence until you were paroled out because you're parole eligible or the 20 years were up. But I have a couple other options that I am authorized to consider. And that means I need to hear from Ms. Singleton first, and then from Mr. Brown, and then finally I'll hear from Ms. Jones-Connor, who is a prosecutor. I don't know you've met her before, but she's familiar with the facts and circumstances of your case. And so I'm going to hear from all these people, and then I may need to take it under advisement and enter an order. I may tell you right here and now, here's what I'm going to do. But I want to make sure you understand. I just said a whole lot. I want to make sure you understand the purpose of the hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had a chance to talk with Mr. Brown a little bit about the purpose of the hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have any questions for me yet?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Singleton, if you would, please.
And, Your Honor, I actually work for Fulton County
Okay.
pretrial. Okay.
Associated with DJJ.
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor has laid out everything, as to the purpose of why we're here, as well as the previous sentence. Going into the purpose a little bit more, the options that the court would have, as stated, is to either do nothing and DeMarion would transition over to Department of Corrections, re-sentence DeMarion to a reduced charge, not a reduced charge, I apologize. Re-sentence DeMarion and change the sentence, the amount of time that he is to serve. Your Honor does have that option, or to re-sentence DeMarion and release him onto probation.
So option 2, as you understand it, and I think I share your understanding, is obviously it wouldn't be an increased sentence, but I might hear these things and say, you know what, I think changing this to 10 years to serve is the right thing to do.
That's correct, Your Honor. And since the hearing is going to be based on his behavior in the facility, what I have seen is some years taken off of sentences in some sentences.
Okay. Got it.
But yes, Your Honor, and that would be based on the behavior. Your Honor has received a letter from the Department of Juvenile Justice, and I've also provided one to the Defense Counsel and to the DA. Just going through the letter, it shows that the defendant has the grade. The defendant is in general studies at BJJ. He does attend school regularly. The grades listed on here: literature 82, biology 91, geometry 78, team sports 90, and personal financial literacy 71. While DeMarion has been in custody, I have received report cards at the end of each quarter for him. These grades are the standard grades for him. He typically, the 71 is actually a surprise because he's usually an AB student during the time that he has been in custody. That has been continuous. The education department speaks highly of him as far as his behavior. He's always in school, always polite and respectful. He's also participated with programs in the standard programs in the facility that they allow, as well as he was working on assessment needs for disruptive behaviors or personality and peer relations. They also work with him on life skills, how to deal with anger, things of that nature. He is always compliant. He is not on the mental health caseload. However, Mr. Perry, the social worker, did send a statement to me that he wanted the court to know that Demarion is always polite and respectful, always follows direction. And just putting that in context, Your Honor has heard from me before speaking about the situation at Metro, which is totally out of control. I was there yesterday watching 3 hours of video from a riot that they had last Wednesday, where they had to call the Department of Corrections for help. Took them 4 hours to get the facility back. I have been out there monthly for the last year watching these same types of videos. They had a significant riot last summer that involved staff and youth being taken to the hospital. And so I'm called in because oftentimes it is the SB 440 units, they're housed on the same units, that are the main parties in these situations, and they want me to let the court know who the individuals are and exactly what they're doing, which is why I'm watching video. Demarion is not and has never been seen in any of these videos that I have seen. He's typically either walking to his room to shut the door or just standing back. So they did, multiple staff members wanted the court to know that he does not participate in anything that they have shown me. Pastor, and I do have a statement on it, I did kind of preface it. The chaplain at the facility, volunteer chaplain, was intending on being here today, Reverend Dr. John Richardson. I've known him for many years at the facility. He said that he has been there for 8 years. He is the chaplain there as well as at Burris, which is the facility the 17-year-olds go to. And he wanted the court.
Are they at Burris until 18?
Until they're 18.
So it's almost like a transitional facility, but boy, once it's 18, you're in with everyone else.
Correct, Your Honor. And I went to visit Burris about 1.5 years ago because I wanted to see.
Sure.
I keep hearing and I wanted to see what the facility was like. So I went down there and the warden was kind enough to walk me through the facility, let me visit all of the Fulton Senate youth and talk to multiple other inmates there and the services.
How did it compare to Metro YDC?
Calmer.
Okay.
It was calmer. It's considered a transitional facility. They are a specialized program. They do have adults there. However, they are 17-year-olds are all housed together. They have no contact with the adults, even though I was able to walk through and see the adults as well. They have multiple programs there, a high school program, a GED program, mental health. I spoke to the coordinators from each program. They do have issues, but it's much quieter and calmer. And then some of their staff recently came to Metro to try to figure out some of the behaviors that they see when the kids transition from Metro specifically. Metro Youth Detention Center is considered to be, Regional Youth Detention Center is considered to be the most uncontrolled youth facility in the state, is what I've been told. Have not being a employee from DJJ, but having them tell me.
You're with pretrial services.
So what they typically do is they're starting to send the kids all over the state. When they can't control them, they're just moving them out of there. They have a lot of gang issues at Metro. So Burris had been starting to have some more problems than they've had in the past. And so they came up and walked through Metro to try to, on a day when there was major activity. And so they got us to see. So it helped them to better understand.
Okay.
But it is calmer. But Pastor Chaplain, Your Honor, did want the court to know, he thought that it was a situation in Superior Court where he would show up at 9 o'clock, we have the hearing, and so he had planned other things.
Sure.
So he was not able to
Be nice
stay.
if it worked that way.
But he wanted Demarion to know that he was here to support him. That his statement is that Demarion is a good kid with a great heart. He has a strong sense of right and wrong. He does not shift blame for any actions of his own. If anyone deserved mercy, it would be Demarion. He would love to mentor him if he is allowed to go into the community. He said that he had really hoped to be here as moral support for him. Deserving than Marion. The reason why that was significant to me is that Pastor Chapman has never asked to come to court or ever shown up to court for anyone in Fulton County Superior Court. He was very saddened to find out that Marion had taken the plea and he had not been able to come. He did not know that that was going to happen. He had prayed with him previously before the court date, but didn't know that that was the way it was going to shift. So he had tried very hard to be here today. But he did want the court to know that. Your Honor, I believe that's all the information that I have to present on Demarion's behalf.
All right. Mr. Brown, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What would you like to add, if anything, to that?
First, if I can have she's back in. Okay, good. As Your Honor has well stated, you have a number of options pursuant to OCGA 49-4A-9 subsection E. You can, upon reviewing my client's case, you have the authority to release him, put him on probation, have his sentence reduced, or to transfer him to the Department of Corrections for the remainder of the original sentence. I would ask, before I ask, I would like to note for the court that the report I received from Ms. Singleton stated that he's remorseful. And I think that's significant because 32 years, I've represented a lot of people who are not remorseful for what they've done. And so I would concur with the pastor who wishes for mercy upon this young man. And I ask that he be released and put on probation. I know the charges are very, very serious. They don't get any more serious.
They're pretty serious.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking for.
Okay.
And in the alternative, if that's not what the court is inclined to do, I ask for the court to do what you mentioned, reduce the sentence to 10 years.
That was a hypothetical, but you're seizing upon 10 years.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Got it.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, there was one of them. If the court, one of the things that I always try to make sure I present is if the court did do a release, I have spoken with the guardian. Ms. Stewart is here. The defendant worked with her previously. She owns a furniture store. He would work there. He would enroll in a GD program at the Promise Center that I would refer him to, as well as the Chris 180 mental health, which is at the Promise Center. I would refer her to all of those things, just so that the court knows that there is a loose plan, but it can be made into fruition.
Got it.
And
Okay.
Your Honor, if you don't mind, could Ms. Stewart, his aunt, come and just confirm what Ms. Singleton has stated? She's right there.
Hi, good morning.
So yes, Demarion, like I have been working with him before all this incident happened. We had a game plan, he had a whole vision, everything that he was gonna do from the time he was 15 all the way through graduation. And we sat down and went through a lot of stuff. He was employed at my business and he worked a full year before this incident happened. So he would be back with me in my custody, living with me back at working and doing everything he needs to do to get him back on track with his vision and with all the plans that we had set forth to go with him.
Got it.
Because he is a good child and despite his circumstance and despite this condition, I just ask that you do have mercy.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for being here on his behalf. Ms. Jones-Connor.
Yes, Your Honor. And am I okay to remain at the table?
You are. That's great. As long as, is that microphone showing a happy green light?
It is not as showing no light at all.
Oh, tap it with your hand.
Okay, it's not red, so I believe it's on.
Yes.
Okay.
But tap the microphone with your hand. It's on.
Okay.
Great. You can stay right there.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. The state comes before the court, and we thank Ms. Singleton for her report. We did have a chance to review it. However, all it does is highlight the fact that in the joint resolution that was presented to the court, I believe a little shy of 2 months ago, that we came to the right conclusion. That was to a reduced charge for murder, which carried a minimum of a life sentence and a maximum of a life without the possibility of parole sentence if he were convicted at a trial of his case. We went down to voluntary manslaughter, which is also a parolable charge. So that agreed upon time of 20 years in custody also carries the possibility of parole long before he would have been able to see it at the minimum if convicted on murder. The fact that he is doing well by all reports is comfort we can take in knowing that all parties with a sound mind after long deliberations and communications came to the right conclusion in presenting a chance that at an appropriate time, weighing all factors, including the circumstances and the fact that we do have the death of Mr. Homer, came to the right conclusion. And so we would still argue that it was an appropriate sentence, that all parties agreed to that sentence just a month and some change ago. And we would ask that that sentence hold. Nothing further.
Is it your, two questions for
Yes,
you.
sir.
One, do you have any input other than they agree with me from Mr. Homer's family?
Your Honor, they, as you know, they were not on board fully, even with the reduced sentence. So
Fair
I
statement.
know that they absolutely agree that the sentence should stand and there should be no modification.
Okay. Second question. What is your understanding of the output of this proceeding? Do I enter an order, or it's sort of like a pocket veto? If I do nothing, then the status quo is maintained, or there ought to be something in the docket that says, I had a hearing pursuant to 49-4A-9, and as a result of the hearing, I am ruling X.
And so that is my understanding, Your Honor. I know I will defer to Ms. Singleton, who I know has done a few more than I have at this
Okay.
point. But I know that I have looked at a case before and not seen that order. So I would prefer, even if the sentence will remain, that is entered into in this case.
Okay. Ms. Singleton, is there a best practice that you prefer, or by the wrong, it's not your, but that you've seen judges do?
What I've seen, Your Honor, is no order.
Okay.
We just had a hearing. My thought process on it would be to streamline everything at work would be a good idea.
Okay. Me too. I'm sort of surprised that you haven't seen that more frequently. All right. Mr. Stewart, I didn't mean to exclude you from the conversation. Ms. Singleton spoke highly on your behalf based on what she has seen and heard. It sounds like the pastor would have said good things. Obviously, your aunt has lots of good things to say about you. And Mr. Brown, who got to know you as your lawyer. Is there anything you want to add to what I've been hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Mr. Stewart, I'm going to take this under advisement. I want to manage your expectations. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but one thing I am not going to do is release you now. That won't be the outcome. There are three choices I have. One is to say, we're done. You can go. It wasn't just go free. It's Chris 180. It's at promise. It's working with your aunt, etc. That's not what's going to happen. I'm going to consider, based on all this information I've received about how seriously you have taken rehabilitation, education, doing something different in your life than this situation. And we call it an incident or a situation. Someone was murdered and life was taken. This is the most serious thing someone could have done, which is why that first option is not on the table for me. If what you had done was stolen a car, it's a bad choice, but people can rebound from that. And I hope you rebound from this. But you know what? Mr. Homer cannot rebound from this. He could get his car back or get a different car if that's all that happened. But he's dead. And so his family has a forever loss, and he is no longer with us. And so there will always be serious repercussions for something like that. But I need to think seriously about whether the sentence that was imposed remains the right outcome based on this additional information I had. I didn't have 2 more months of you being at RYDC. There are plenty of people who, after they plead guilty, say, well, I'm done having to behave, and now I'm going to revert to the way I normally am. And what I hear from Ms. Singleton is you'd stabbed 3 guys and broke someone's nose, and you were getting all 40s in your classes. Or you don't go to class at all, because you don't have to go to class. You're in custody. But that's not what you've been doing. And so I need to think about whether that's something that ought to shape what happens next. I will enter an order. It's not going to be a secret, and I'll do that shortly, and that'll be how we proceed. But I appreciate the input from everyone, to include Ms. Jones-Connor, on behalf of the state, as well as on behalf of Mr. Homer's family. Unrelated question. Mr. Ware, also a juvenile, and so we'll be doing this soon, or he turned 17 before the plea?
That's correct, Your Honor. He turned 17, so
This is the only one we have to do this with. Okay. All right. Thank you for the work you did. I apologize for misidentifying your employer. I'm sure that's happened before. It won't happen with me again. I didn't realize we were coworkers that directly. Yeah. Mr. Brown, thank you for the additional work you've put in here, coming on Mr. Stewart's behalf.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Any questions, Mr. Stewart?
No, sir.
Okay. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It is so sad, and I agree with y'all. Everybody does deserve a second chance. But 16 years old, ooh, my little heart breaks. My little heart breaks every time we come across one of these cases like that. I think he'll reduce the sentence though. And yeah, B, he just got sentenced maybe 2 months ago, but since his birthday is coming up and he's about to turn 17, they had to go back in front of the judge because he switches over from a juvenile facility to an adult facility at that age. So that's why he had to come back and in front of it. It sounds like he has mental issues. Well, they said that he wasn't being followed. Black prosecutors make skin crawl. The system is already built against us. I cannot be a prosecutor. I could never be a prosecutor. Like, and that's honestly why I kind of question being a defense attorney too, because there are some cases where you will have to like shut off your humanity in order to defend the rights of somebody, especially if you choose to do like public work, or you know what I mean, if you're doing court appointed public work, if you are a public defender, or you take appointed cases where you really don't have a choice about who you take on as a client. I think it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Yeah, Shay, I hope they keep him in front of McBurney too. McBurney is very reasonable, and so when listening to it, knowing that it was the M, I knew they weren't just gonna let him out. I knew that he wasn't gonna do that, but I do think that a reduce the boy's sentence, reduce his sentence. Yeah, somebody's life was taken. So he's charged right now with 20 years for voluntary manslaughter with the opportunity of parole. So he could parole out. Go on and drop it to 10. Give him a chance at life. Give him a chance to experience something outside of what he did. And my thing is, it's probably not the best thing to say, but my thing is, I understand his aunt being there and that being his safe space and her being able to take care of him, but I kind of feel like he needed a little bit more. Or maybe he was just hanging around the wrong kids. We never know. I don't even want to speculate, because she seems like she was a very wholesome, protective, loving woman. These kids, they so confusing. We don't know what's going on. We still here. We give these kids the world. They go outside and still make bad choices. They still go out there and make bad decisions. But that's the thing about life too. You got to give everybody the opportunity to make their own mistakes, to grow and to learn. I was just telling that to somebody the other day, or maybe not the other day, but let's say about a month ago. Somebody kid had done something and like, I just don't understand. And I'm like, look, it's not for you to understand. Like, that person or that child needs to experience things so that they can get a better understanding of life. Like, you're not going to be there to make the decisions for them. You got to give them the opportunity to do that. It's unfortunate when they make the wrong ones though, especially when they're so young. So Kim, that is in Georgia. That was Georgia. Judge McBurney is in Fulton County. Yeah, reduce him, move him over to that new facility. That's the other facility. Yep, I agree with that, Shay. Oh, I just watched the video of that, Shay. It drove directly into it with all those Olympians in there. It drove directly. The fact he already pled guilty and kept up the good behavior should be the reason why they should reduce the sentence. Yeah. Yep. It's so sad. I wonder what the heck be going on. Cause I go conspiracy theory on us. I get into my conspiracy bag and be like, what they trying to hide, y'all? They trying to hide something from us. Cause it flew directly into that plane. Super sad. Mm-hmm. Now what's going on with the court? Oh, the black letter law over on Twitter threw out a message about kind of what we were talking about. So it says today we start with Relly's cross-examination by Takapina. Yesterday, Relly opened the door to discuss extortion when he mentioned he's suing Rocky's lawyer for defamation or defamation, however you say it. Remember, the judge initially advised the attorneys that they could not refer to him as a blackmailer, a thief, a liar, or an extortionist, or anything similar. Since Relly opened the door while on the stand, I believe Takapina will cartwheel through it and hammer home an extortion plot. I do not think that's the best strategy because remember, a person can be an extortionist and a victim of a gun crime at the same time. One does not negate the other. That is a very good point. The jurors won't care about the plot. They care about the shooting. Objectively, one may argue that Relly didn't look at the shooting in terms of good or bad or right or wrong. He looked at it in terms of opportunity. Is that bad? Tell me why it is or isn't. Let me know your thoughts and predictions. What y'all think about that? It's giving CB vibes though. It's definitely giving Columbus Baldwin vibes when he said that. And honestly, it's oh shoot, I lost the post. And honestly, it is the truth because that the jury is going to be concerned more about the charges and if the burden of proof has been met. If the state has met the burden of proof to prove those charges. But I think that his opportunity or the opportunist in him creates the doubt that the defense needs. Were you truly shot? Where did you get the bullets from? Did Rocky really pull a trigger? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it, I know one doesn't negate the other. I feel like one doesn't negate the other. I know that. But it does make us question Relly's credibility. I think you go down there. That's why I said no. I don't think he will call him an extortionist. Let me look at the poll. I forgot I sent the poll out there for y'all. Let's look at the poll. What the poll say? What the poll say? What the? Not somebody commented on my post. I listened 3 times and couldn't understand what you said in the first 20 seconds. Well, you got to listen faster because I do talk fast. Purposefully because I only have a minute. I only got a minute. View my channel. All right, let's see, y'all. Watch out. All right, we got 57 votes. 96% of us says yes, he's going to call him an extortionist. And 4% says no. I don't think, can he really call him an extortionist in court, though? He's been barred from it, Renisha. I think the judge pretty much told him that he can't. But I think that he's going to find a way to hint to it, right? I think he's going to find a way to talk about financial gain from this situation. Yeah, he can allude to it. I think he can hint to it too. I just forgot I lost my train of thought, y'all. Mid-sentence. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Just like the prop gun theory, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe tried to, sneak it in. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not a fan of the prop. Y'all know I'm not a fan of the prop gun. About the prop gun. Yeah, I'm not a friend. I'm not a fan about the cop gun. Because you can be a victim and an extortionist, but the way he went about it, trying to bring charges, is what's going to make him look not credible. Absolutely, Jen. And just the fact that you collected those bullets, you had them in your possession for days, attempting to see where was Rocky at with the situation, quote unquote, quote end quote, trying to sending him pictures, basically trying to get him to confess. Nothing, and again, I'm gonna keep saying it because nothing in that conversation said that he wanted to work out anything. Nothing. It definitely said, give me, give me, give me. Before you decide to turn it in. Nobody knew who you were to begin with. Nobody knew who you were to begin with. He will find a way. He's gonna find a way to hint to it. All right, Che, come on back. What's going on in the courtroom today? Let me go check out here and see if our people got us a little posty post going. Let me see if anybody. Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah, I know I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but Mel. She is in the courtroom. She is here, and Rihanna is too. She's in the front row. She says the cameras are not live yet, but Takapina and Lewin going back and forth. And the judge said again, this is no squabble zone. So they in there having it out. Rocky's partner, Rihanna, is seated between the mom and the sister. Let me make sure our volume is on, so whenever it comes on, we not missing nothing. I just walked into the courtroom for ASAP Rocky trial, and Rihanna is here again today, sitting between the mother and the sister in the front row behind the defense table. Rocky's lawyer, Joe Takapina, is to cross-examine alleged shooting victim Terrell Relly Efron today. That is so sad, y'all. They're showing the Olympians that were unalived in that plane crash. I could tell you I won't be on Twitter. I won't be on Twitter much today. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any other little. I thought this was low. Where is my girl? Once again. Yeah, alrighty. Okay, sorry, let me go back. He will find a way. Taco is definitely the squabble zone for him. Definitely the squabble zone for him, and he ready for all the smoke. In this case, it's personal for him. It absolutely is personal. I agree. It's up today. But what made him think about getting a pen and a paper bag from the donut shop? If I thought someone had just tried to shoot me, I wouldn't be thinking rationally about evidence collection. Stand on business. Stand on business. Most definitely. Most definitely. I wouldn't have thought about that either. I would have been trying to go to the go. You could, as we just saw with Pops over there in Judge McBurney court, brandishing a weapon. That's what he was charged with. If you wanted justice, that's all you needed. You never had to follow him. You never had to go collect no evidence. You never had to return to the crime scene with your girlfriend. He said that he got a pen and a brown paper bag and used the pen to scoop up the bullets into the bag. Now I'm curious, when he says scoop, did he scoop like a spoon, or did he just like open the bag and like tap the bullet into the bag with the pen? And again, how did you even know that the casings were going to be there? Your hotel is in walking distance, so I'm pretty sure you heard the police sirens pulling up around there, or maybe even looking around there to see like what was kind of going on in the area. Why would you think that there were casings there? Why? I was hoping they start on time. I'm sitting here taking my lunch. Bless you. Thank you. I know they ain't starting no time. They in there arguing. Last time it took them they was arguing for 45 minutes. Boy, I usually don't talk about politics. But our president never ceased to freaking amaze me. Reporter, are you saying this crash was caused as a result of diversity hiring? Trump, it could have been. Wow. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be on Twitter today. Yeah, I'm not going to be on her today. Not going to be on her today. I mean, I wonder what's happening on TikTok. I wonder what's happening on the top. What's happening on the talk? Nothing's happening. No coincidences. His favorite line, this was really, really bad. Like, no ish. Mm-hmm. What's the holdup? I wonder. Sunita, they're saying that Lewin and Takapina are going back and forth. They're having issues in there. And so they haven't started the feed yet. I'm like stalking. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just search the pages that I want to see, because I absolutely cannot. One thing about Rocky's trial is that no one, not the defense, not the prosecutors, not the judge, appears to have qualms about saying the N-word when reading text out loud. In the YSL trial, Judge Whitaker actually apologized for doing so. And we all know Brian Steele would never. Some things, no, I'm not going to be on this one. Let's go to a different page. Let's see, no update here. Let's go on over to mails page. There we go. All right, nothing from mails page. Kim. The way my brain set up today, I just can't even fathom. He's scared of do y'all okay, let's do a new poll. Okay. So 97%, we're gonna end this one, 62 votes. 97% thinks that Joe will call really an extortionist today. Hint to it, call him, call it out, whatever. So we're gonna end that. Let's do a new poll and let's see if we think is Attorney Lewin scared of Joe Tacopina? If I would vote, I would vote no. I think he want to go toe to toe with him. I don't think he's ready for that cross either. But I don't think that he's I don't think he's afraid of him though. I think he want to go toe to toe with Joe. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I need y'all to check in, tap in. Tap in. I think you want to go toe to toe with Joe. And that's why they in there arguing now. Because Joe in there telling them like it is and he ain't trying to lay down. The jury is coming in. We should be starting soon, y'all.
When you came back to the scene on November 6, 2021? Yeah. Like an hour later, or whatever that time was, right? You gotta explain something too fast. You gotta explain what you mean. Like, you're talking about the actual shooting when I went back? Did you go back to the scene after the incident on November? I sure did. When the fuck you shooting over. And within a minute of returning to this, how many times did you go back to the scene? Once. Okay. Within a minute of returning to the scene, you located the shell casings, correct? No, not within a minute. I got to take a little while to look for it. So you testified yesterday within a minute or two, correct? I did not testify. Well, I said within a minute or two, but it took some time. It's not plural, but you know what I'm saying? No, you said within a minute or two. You know me a minute or two?
He said 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes. Was that right? 2 to 3 minutes?
2 to 3 minutes. That was the testimony. Yes.
Thank you, Ron. 2 to 3 minutes, right?
I mean, it happened 3 years ago. You asked me 3 years later.
No, they asked that yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, but Jackson now, everything is videotaped and timestamped, so.
Well, there was a videotape you saw yesterday, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Anyway, you said yesterday you found those showcases within 2 to 3 minutes of returning to the scene. Did you have a flashlight on you when you returned?
No.
No flashlight.
I used the flashlight on my phone.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know that there were 7 cops there before you were there, correct?
Well, how would I know that?
No one told you that?
No, nobody told me that.
Okay. Now, just to clear up one thing, you were asked by the judge, it was 2 days ago, if you would meet with the defense attorneys to have an interview, correct? And you said no.
Yeah.
Okay. And you understand that's different. Yes, you and I had a meeting, so to speak, at preliminary hearing when you testified like this, right?
Correct.
That was in 2023.
I believe so.
Yeah. There was a judge and prosecutors and it was like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you were asked to meet with us to do an interview, sitting down with just the defense attorneys and you said, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're here with your lawyers today, right?
Yes.
The lawyers for your civil case.
Yes.
And you've been here with them every single day, right?
Correct.
You've met many times with law enforcement over the last several years.
I want to say I met with them many times. They called me. I met when I don't remember, it's been 3 years.
Well, when's the last time you met with the prosecutors here?
When I flew in,
What was that?
like 2 years ago.
Okay. So before your testimony, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about your private attorneys? You met with them to prepare for your testimony?
I didn't need to prepare.
You need to prepare?
No.
So you didn't meet your private attorneys at all, to discuss your testimony?
I don't need to.
I understand you don't need to. My question was different.
Cause for yes, sir. Oh, wait, say the question again, please.
You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony?
No, they just here to support me. I don't need the prep. I don't need the prep.
It's not responsive. Everything you have to know is
Okay. Now, yesterday, you testified that before the shooting, you had nothing but love for Rocky, right?
Correct.
And you said that if you said the word fuck to Rocky, it was with love, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. You gotta explain again.
Oh, I don't, I'll tell you your testimony. Go ahead. Take a look at the screen.
Text messages, I always still like how you say it, like you don't want to pick them up for success. At the same time, like you're doing bad. Okay. But then the same text messages, like I never was like just straight out like, oh fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense like love and I don't know, team, you know. But I never really got a response to that.
Okay, that was your testimony.
Yeah, but you can bring up the actual text message that I'm talking about. We ain't gotta go back and forth.
All right, hold on. When anybody asks you a question, you lawyers, just answer the question. Don't volunteer something. If they want to flesh it out more, Mr. Lewin might want to do it, Mr. Tacopina might want to do it, then it's okay. But if you're asked a yes or no question, just the answer is either yes, no, I don't remember, or I don't know. Don't volunteer anything, right?
Can you say that again?
Is that yes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, did you hear your testimony?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And when you said it, I said, fuck you, it was with love, right? That's what you said.
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
What did you hear yourself just say?
I don't get what you're saying.
Here's my question. Here it comes. What did you hear yourself just say?
But what are you getting at? I don't get what you're saying.
Don't worry about what I'm getting at.
But explain it again. I'm getting confused. I'm getting
All right, let me just listen. He's asking you, did you hear your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? He's just asking you.
Did I say it? Did I say, I don't know. Can you explain the question?
Play it again.
Play it again.
No, I want to answer this question.
Listen to this again.
I know text messages. I always still like how you say it, like compliment you don't pick them up for success. At the same time, like you're doing bad. Okay. But then the same text messages, like I never was like just straight out like, oh fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense like love, like I don't know, team, you know. But I never really got a response to that.
He just wants to ask you questions about what you said that you just saw.
Was that truthful testimony?
Truthful, can you explain the question again? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, I know it's
You just see yourself.
No, but you're not explaining the question.
Here's my question.
I see myself, but you're not explaining. So what I'm supposed to say, just say no to.
Just listen. Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself?
I see myself.
Did you hear yourself?
I heard myself.
Was that truthful?
What's truthful?
What you just said.
That I love him or like we was cool? I don't know what you mean. I said a lot of things.
The part that you said, if I said, fuck you, it was sort of wishy-washy with love, you know? That part,
Okay,
that
it's true. True.
True.
Yeah.
In fact, on September 18th, 2021, at 8:19 a.m., you text Rocky, fuck everything about you, fake ass gay nigga, right?
Of course not.
Of course not? Okay. We'll show you a text message now. Take a look, Mr. Evans.
What is it exhibit?
Yes.
All right,
Vandrelli.
Hold on. This is defense C. C's in charge.
September 18th, 2021, 8:19 a.m. No matter how much a nigga tried, you not charging, I think they're changing. Fuck everything about you, you fake ass nigga. I can't hate you. Sucker ass guy nigga that you changed out again. Remember sending that message?
Bro, this is in 21.
I understand. Everything we're talking about here today is in 21. Every text message you showed me yesterday was in 21.
Yeah, but you asked me now, do I remember? You're not showing me nothing else that came into the text message, so I probably did write that. Is that from me?
That's from me.
Okay, that's cool.
That's cool. Okay. So was that wishy-washy with love when you wrote that?
I mean, you're not showing me the rest of the conversation, so I can't really.
Was that wishy-washy with love?
Yes.
That was wishy.
Yes.
Sucker ass game nigga.
Yes.
That was with love.
Yes.
By the way, before we start talking about the events surrounding November 6th, 2021, which we will talk about, Mr. Efron.
Can you pull up the rest of the text message?
Mr. Efron, here's what we're gonna do. I'll ask the questions, you're gonna answer. Okay, if you can. Before we talk about the events of November 6th, 2021, which you spent 2 days testifying about, I'd like to talk a little bit about you and some of the things you testified to. Money is particularly important to you, Mr. Efron, correct?
No.
It's not important to you.
I mean, you need it, but no.
Okay. In November 2021, you told people that you were a millionaire, correct?
What?
You do not understand my question.
I don't understand this. Yes, no, I don't know.
Which you got all three in there. Yes, no, I
I'm
don't.
talking about 21. I told somebody I do so much stuff. I don't know what's the constants of what you talking about.
Okay, you know a guy named Wally?
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 Okay, so what? I'd probably say yes or no. I don't care. Like, what just what?
You probably said yes, no, I don't care. That's your answer.
What is me being the? I don't get it, but no. Yes, no, I don't know.
Pick one. Pick one for the jury. Anyway.
I don't know. It's been so long. I can tell people whatever I want. If I'm a millionaire, not a millionaire, like what? I'm not a millionaire, but what's that going to do in this case?
Mr. Efron just answered the question. He asked you a yes or no question. He asked the question.
But I don't want to get no further wrong. I don't know what is he.
Listen to the question, and the answer is either going to be yes, no, or I don't know. I don't know. Ask the question.
Sure. In November 2021, did you tell Wally, to Jimmy, you know who he is, right? The IT guy.
Okay, yeah.
No. Did you tell him that you were a millionaire?
You gotta show me the. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Go ask another question.
It's important to you that you portray a very lavish lifestyle, right, Mr. Efron?
No.
It's not. Okay. You told this jury yesterday that after this incident, you don't have a social media presence anymore.
That initiates the testimony.
Yeah, no.
You don't have social media presence anymore.
No, I don't.
Your username on Instagram is Relly Balls, right?
That is.
And on your Instagram profile is a featured story you call Lifestyle, right?
It is.
All right.
Wait, would you repeat the name is Relly what?
Relly Boss.
Boss.
Boss. Like you, boss.
My lifestyle has nothing to do with this man.
Don't volunteer anything, just answer the questions.
And under the lifestyle features, the cover photo of the lifestyle feature in your Instagram is a thumbnail image of a private jet, right?
I think that was the jet I was over Jabari, but yeah.
Okay. Again, going back to this because you just told this jury that portraying a lavish lifestyle with extreme wealth is not important to you.
I mean, it's not. There's so much other important things in life, but I mean, you need money.
Okay. There is on that lifestyle portion of your Instagram is several photos. Let me show you a few. One is defense. Help me out.
The next in order?
Yeah.
D is in David.
D. That's something you posted, right? You put up.
Well, what is it?
Okay. It's a photo from his Instagram lifestyle. It's one of the 7.
Dated when?
Dated December, we'll get to the case, don't be worried, Mr. Pepperoni. December 29th, 2022. That's you posting a private jacket, right?
Okay.
Okay. And what you wrote there, if it ain't about money, I ain't liking you.
No, it says Lincoln.
Ain't Lincoln?
Linkin.
Right?
Yeah. Wow. Like, why don't you show on my Instagram? I'm already getting death threats. People threatening my daughter. Like, what's going on here?
Who gave you that, Mr. Pepperoni?
The whole world.
The world threatened you? The whole world gave you
Because of what you're saying.
Because I'm asking you a question on your Instagram.
Because you're saying I'm extortionist and all of this, and putting my whole life on.
Nobody,
This is getting really annoying.
no one is calling you an extortionist.
You're gonna get. What does this have to
Mr.
do
Efron,
with the
you're gonna
kids?
get through a lot faster if you just answer the questions. If somebody asks an improper question, I won't allow it to go forward. If you're being asked a question that's lawful in a courtroom, just answer it, even if it makes you mad, even if you don't see the point of it, just answer the questions as truthfully as you can, regardless of who asks. Please do that, okay? Yes?
Yes.
So what do you mean by if it ain't about money, I ain't linking you? What's that?
I don't know. It's a phrase.
And what do you
It's
mean
a
by
phrase.
you posted? What's it mean?
Nothing.
How about this next one? This is defense, E.
He is an Edward.
E is next. From your Instagram lifestyle. That's you, sir, in Mercedes with the caption, "More funds is the focus right now." That's June 5th, 2023.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Mr. Efron. I'm asking you a question. I'm not saying anything wrong.
Okay, what's up?
What do you mean by that? More funds is the focus right now.
I mean, trying to get successful. Like, what do you mean? I do private equity. I do a lot of things, but I don't understand these questions. Why am I answering questions about my Instagram?
Well, you talked a lot about your lifestyle yesterday, about your business. Right now, you're mentioning private equity, which we'll get to, and how you earn your money. Right? We're talking about that. So you just said your portraying a lavish lifestyle is not important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm talking about some of the postings on your Instagram, like this next one.
But Instagram is a place of like I don't see how you basing me as a person off my Instagram.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
You talking about my Instagram?
Explain Mr. Efron the various roles here.
Y'all, he crashing out majorly majorly crash out. I mean, I'm gonna try to pull out some of the facts that we absolutely just got from his testimony that matters. Is that one, he claims that he did not know that the cops went to the scene. He also claims that his lawyers from his civil case are there with him and that he did not speak with them prior to testifying. So we know that nobody has prepped him. He clearly has a blatant I told y'all, narcissist, wants to control the narrative, wants to get out what he think is relevant. That's it. That's all. I was questioning at first, like, why is the judge fielding objections? Because Takapina definitely asked him something and it was non-responsive. And Takapina didn't even have to make the objection. The judge just turned around and told him, like, that's not responsible. You have to say yes, no, I don't know, I don't remember, something. He is extremely hostile. And he's being impeached left and right. The impeachment is it's so deep. They rolling back the camera feed from yesterday. Didn't you say this yesterday? Specifically, he made the comment that he says F you to Rocky in a wishy-washy way with love or something like that. And I could be misquoting it right now. But he called him a sucker, a gay N-word. Just to be, yeah, that's what he called him, a sucker, a gay N-word. Called him an N-word several times and claims that he said it with love. And all Takapina is trying to get him to say is yes or no, yes or no. He will not answer anything that he doesn't feel is relevant to the shooting. Okay, the man decided. We get over to his Instagram post. The man is furious that the Instagram is even being shown on the screen. He's upset. He's saying people are trying to kill me. I'm getting death threats and you're putting this out here for the world, and just extremely upset about it. And then he turns around and uses the word extortionist. Joe didn't have to call him an extortionist. All Joe did was hint to him being an extortionist, and now he's put that inside of the jurors' mind. Inside of their mind. Like, now the jurors are thinking about it because he said it. He said it. We're not 10 minutes. Well, maybe we are 10 minutes because it's taking them 10 minutes to answer one question. We aren't an hour or 30 minutes into his testimony before he's calling himself an extortionist. He's trying to say I'm an extortionist. Nobody called you that, bro. You called you that. You called yourself that because you know what it is. You worried about the way that people are viewing you, and look how you are carrying yourself in this courtroom, brother. Look how you carrying yourself in the courtroom. At this point, Jordan told him, look, you don't know if you want to say yes. You don't know if you want to say no. Hell, just pick one. Pick one of these answers and tell it to the jury at this point. Because Joe is doing, even though I thought that Joe wasn't going to be able to keep it together, because we know Joe can get a little feisty, right? We know Joe can take it there. Joe is keeping a cool, calm demeanor with him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing too much, but it's personal. You know what I'm saying? It's giving very sexy lawyering right now. I'm not even gonna lie. It's giving sexy lawyering right now because Joe has him exactly where he wants him. And he's so dumb, he can't even see it. He can't see past the greed. He can't see past himself, his ego, his pride. He's such an idiot. I don't want to call him an idiot, but god dang, he looks like an idiot on the stand. He really does. I'm gonna try to see if I can get us a little. $10-minute break, y'all. It's a 10-minute break. Really keep saying he doesn't understand what the questions are. You have, or he doesn't understand what the questions have to do with the case. He's being very combative. The judge admonished him for the third time, really just looked at Rocky and said, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. His civil lawyers are going to explain his role now. Let me write that down because that's going into the woman. That's going into the 1 minute recap. That statement, you did it to yourself, really too rocky. Don't worry, Taylor. Sonya got us. Okay. Because that statement alone, you did it to yourself. He still he has no self-awareness at this point. No self-awareness. Joe knew really would get feisty. He did. Hot-headed, yes. His agenda definitely looking like an extortionist. His anger is getting the best of him. His pride, his ego is all over them. I'm telling y'all, he's giving narcissistic. He think he's bigger than it all. Nah, he itching. Joe knew really would get feisty. He totally was following him, yelling and cursing. Like, we believe it. We believe it. I was about to say he is really acting like one. He's acting like a buffoon. Like, bro, all you got to do is sit there and answer the question. Say yes, say no. One thing about the truth don't need no support. You know what I'm saying? How you beat opposing counsel is by answering. You say yeah, you say no. You come off as genuine as possible. You don't try and derail or control the narrative of the conversation. I don't understand what this is about. Why is my Instagram being shown to the world? What does that have to do with me? Why is my Instagram a reflection of who I am as a person? Because it is, sir. It is, sir. Y'all telling everybody my Instagram name, Really Boss. We all know it. We all been on your IG, boo. I wonder what the retired judge on the jury is thinking right now. Because understanding everything that's going on. Understanding everything that's going on. LaRon. Complete jackass. Like, oh my God, he's not helping himself. He's not helping himself at all. I'm trying to see if I can get us a little bit more courtroom tea, y'all. Okay, I would describe really as being defensive and borderline combative early on. I think we already knew that. All right, no other folks are posting about it. Okay, so what was our last poll? Our last poll was me asking y'all, is Attorney Lewin scared of Joe Tacopina? 73% said yes. 28% said no. In poll. New question, y'all. We'll really get through cross-examination today. Do y'all think we're going to get through? Now we got a whole day of court. Do y'all think this is going to be a drawn out Miss Love examination today? What do y'all think? Yes, Cindy, there is a judge that is a retired judge that's sitting in a jury box. Looking at his last post, Lord, skin already out there. They all in shock. I think I agree with that. I think everybody is in shock too. I really do. It's disgusting at this point. I think the crash out. I don't even think after this break really is gonna come back composed. He's too egotistical. Like it's not happening. He's gonna come back holding it together for a few minutes and back where he started, because there's no way he felt like he can lose. Even saying it, you did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. I just commented on his page. I said, "Liar, life is Kim, you don't tell them that you came from over here, because then they're gonna be saying the Taylor gang out here tripping." Most definitely, really can't contain his ego. He really feels like he's been done wrong. I feel like he will be composed. He's gonna talk to his lawyers and be cool. All right. Those $1 million attorneys can't stop him now. His entitlement will get him in trouble. I did this. I did. Okay. We can't be out here causing problems for the folks. We can't be out here causing problems for the folks. So they told me open slots 2-4, 2-5, and 2-6. Let me see. It says I'll get a message around 9, send you a list of topics to choose from around 9:30. Do a test call at 10:20. Test call at 10:20 to 11 a.m. And have you on the show between 12:40 and 2:30 Central. Depending on the topic you get assigned. Yay. All right, y'all. I'm going to be on TMZ on February the 5th, next Wednesday. Thank you. If Joe is slow and deliberate with his questions, really will tell on himself. He absolutely is doing it now. The fact that you don't remember what you said yesterday, or you're pretending like you didn't say what you said yesterday, it's absolutely killing his credibility. Like, it's absolutely killing his credibility. So, yeah. Oh, thank y'all. I can't wait to get back in this courtroom. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I really am. I'm on the edge of my seat. Let's see if we can sneak in another little if somebody else. Can we get the judge to order the attorneys not dropping the M-bomb when reading from texts and transcripts and trials? This happens every time I cover a trial, even adjacent to hip-hop words. And I can see people cringing in the gallery. It is cringy. Oh my God. And I hate the fact that it's like, ooh. Ooh. It is. It's just like, have some respect for the people that are watching. Have some respect for everybody else in the world. Like, ugh. You heard me. Let's go. Yes, girl. Don't forget about Telegang when you take off. Telegang is the reason why I'm getting ready to take off. Okay. I can never forget about the Telegang. Y'all my people. I'm so lucky to have found my people, because people be out here searching all day long on the internet trying to find they little group. And I'm so happy that I found mine with a bunch of like-minded individuals who are mature, don't be messy. Like we genuinely have a good time in this chat every day. And when I'm not on here talking to y'all doing my work week, I be like, where are my people at? What are they doing? I be worried about y'all. He had no problems answering the questions, Draker. None. When Joe said, let me play back your testimony, I had to turn, because I was working. I had to look over at the screen and say, hold on now. Are they really finna? Yes, y'all. They playing him back on the stand yesterday. He didn't wear the same outfit 2 days in a row. He didn't switched up today. He switched up today, but they rode him back in that crusty black jacket again. We don't do mess over here, Christy. That's right. It's lit over here. Yes, thank you, Kim.
Yes. Except I'm gonna show you one more photo from your lifestyle. Just one more.
Is this another exhibit?
It is one.
Evidence Frank.
For 8 guys. And it depends what?
The next one is gonna be Evidence Frank.
Evidence Frank. Yeah, okay. So that is, that's an image of you showing a yellow Range Rover with the caption "Big 405," correct?
We have the date.
Yeah. 10.
Wait,
You know what I put?
hold on.
Can I just say one thing?
No, wait, stop. You might ask me if you recognize it. Establish the foundation.
You recognize that car?
Yes.
Okay. You recognize the car?
Yes.
Okay. And does that car belong to your girlfriend, Lydia Parker?
Belongs to me.
It belongs to you?
Yes.
Not Lydia?
Belongs to me.
Okay, you take that down. Now, Lydia Parker is your girlfriend, correct?
Yes.
And Lydia Parker is the same Lydia Parker who zelled you $2,000 on November 8th, 2021, 2 days after this, correct?
Objection, relevant order.
I don't recall. You don't recall? We could show you. We have, yeah. Let me just.
They're gonna show the witness something.
Okay.
They have to refresh his recollection by not doing it in front of the jury.
Yeah, the photo? I do, we do.
Go ahead and show us.
Sure.
At the, there's no need for any counsel to ask whether it's okay to approach the witness stand. It's okay for anybody, all counsels to approach the witness stand.
Okay, you ready? So does that refresh your recollection that Lydia Parker, your girlfriend, zelled you $2,000 on November 8th, 2021?
I guess so, yes.
Now, that's not the only time Lydia Parker gave you money, correct?
Objection 352. Stay. One second.
Well, specifically, did Lydia Parker give you $24,000 in cash?
No, I just said, when?
October 2021.
Objection 352. Yeah, that predates the incident. The objection sustained.
Okay.
On to something else, unrelated to Mr. Efron being given any money.
Okay. Now, you told the jury that you were making money in 2021, that it was a height of your music career, right?
I wouldn't say that what I was doing as far as like music, like getting label meetings and doing shit like that. Can you say the question again, please?
You told the jury yesterday that you were making money in 2021, correct?
Okay. Yes.
And that you said it was the height of your music career.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Around the same period of time, in September 2021, you personally had about $4,000 in your bank account, correct?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't have multiple bank accounts.
okay. What was your primary bank account? I don't want the numbers, sir.
What bank? He says, where was your money? Which bank?
I don't know. I have a lot. I don't want to say I don't know. I have a lot of things. Primary, I have a lot of primary.
So you have a lot of banks,
Yeah.
a lot of bank accounts?
Yeah.
Okay. In Bank of America, you don't recall having $4,000 in September 2021?
I don't remember.
Okay, sure. Okay, so does that refresh your recollection that you had $4,000, 4,191 you had in your Bank of America bank account in September 2021?
No, he's speaking to the first one.
What was the question again?
Sure. Does that refresh your recollection that in September 2021, you had $4,191 in your Bank of America bank account?
I mean, it says right here, yeah.
Okay. And in June, you had $693 in that same bank account, correct? No, it's not there. You need, hold on.
These questions lack foundation. The foundation that you just need to ask is, does he
I
remember?
receiving objections.
Stop the speaking objections.
All the questions.
Stop the speaking objections, both sides. Go ahead and show it to him, ask him if he recognizes what it is that reflective of his bank.
What was the question?
Sure. I mean, look at that. Does that refresh your recollection that at the end of June 2021, the year of this incident, you had $693 in the bank account?
No, it doesn't refresh my recollection. I don't have different statements, but yes.
Do you see that there?
Yes, you.
Okay. Do you dispute the accuracy of that?
Your Honor, that's the improper question.
Well, I'll offer that then. As defense exhibit.
The documents here say it does not come as a prior and consistent statement. It's not contained as a business record.
We already talked about whether it was, it could be used as an exhibit in the can. This defense G.
So, there you go, sir. Anyway, that doesn't, as you sit here, it doesn't refresh your recollection. That's what you had, right? And if I showed you one from August, sitting at $1,500 in your bank account, would that refresh your recollection?
No.
All right. Now, take that. You said just now, you said yesterday that you were in and out, how did you use this word? You were in and out of labor meetings before this incident, right?
Correct.
What labels?
Capital,
Let's take more of the capital.
Yeah.
Who did you meet with that capital raise?
Objection. 352. Overruled.
Who?
I would have to ask my business partner.
Well, you were there, right?
I know, but it was so long ago.
All right, so he doesn't remember. Ask another question.
What's the other label you met with?
Universal and Epic?
Okay, let's take Universal.
I don't know. I'm
You
just
don't know
going
who you met with at Universal?
It was a long time ago. It was over 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
You know, but everything you testify here.
I don't know Mr. Tucker, you know.
Okay. How about Epic? You know anyone that you met with at Epic?
I mean, I have it in my phone. If you really want me to, I could find all those people, but I don't remember right now.
Okay. Okay, so you have actually the appointments of the people.
Yes, and I have flights from my business partner, everything. Like he flew to LA to these meetings.
Yeah, if you could eventually provide us with those names, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's not a question, it's improper. It's improper conversation with witnesses, this is not a discovery motion.
You also said that you wouldn't fight Rocky because you were already not liked in the industry. You said it on your direct testimony.
Wait, say what?
On your direct testimony, when Paul was questioning you, first one, you said that one of the reasons you wouldn't fight Rocky was because you were already not liked in the industry. Remember saying that?
Because I'm already not liked in the industry.
Didn't you say that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So you were well liked in the industry.
I was. Yeah, I had a good name.
And then you said you wouldn't fight him because you were running your career.
I wouldn't fight him for many reasons.
Was that one of them? You were running your career?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. You said a bunch of deals went away because this became public. Remember saying that to the jury?
Yeah, because you was in the media.
Is the answer yes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's start with what deals went away when this became public? Which deals?
Objection, 352.
Just a minute. You'll have an opportunity to inquire of Mr. Efron in all these areas that you feel.
Our objection is actually 352 on the nine, so our position is it shouldn't be required.
I think the probative value exceeds our prejudice.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question again?
What deals went away because of this incident becoming public?
Well, my joint venture that I was seeking with all the labels I just told you. There's other labels too. I can probably find for you if needed.
But wait, let me just understand that. You had a deal?
No, I didn't have a deal. I was seeking a deal for a joint venture. I could have had a deal a long time ago, but I created a whole company, which I wanted a joint venture instead of just selling off my artists.
All right. So what specific deal you testified that deals went away? What other deals went away?
I mean, everything. All my artists turned on me. My own ASAP firms turned on me. Everybody.
Well, which artists left you after this incident?
My producers.
Name the artists that left
Do I have to name any names?
Yeah. You said the artists.
I'd rather not name any names.
There would be a 352 objection regarding specific.
Overall, Mr. Tacopina is entitled to explore areas that Mr. Efron testified to in history. Go ahead, Mr. Tacopina.
Like this. Stage name or like the name?
Stage.
Cash was one of my performing artists.
Say it again?
Cash,
Cash.
that was one of my artists. Remy, and then I worked with a bunch of like videographers,
You
producers.
need the spelling on the second name. All right, Cash. Who was the second one?
Cash, Remy,
Wait, I don't know what you said.
Remy,
Remy?
yeah,
R-E-M-I
Y,
or R-E-M-Y?
yeah, Remy, I think that is. And then I was just doing I had a bunch of other artists that are in the works, like I'm about to sign them.
So, sir,
But my main focus was on Cash, really, and like, yeah, just Cash.
Cash left you after November 2021.
They left directly after the case just went public.
After it became public.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you said that the jury yesterday claimed that a lot of these deals went away when the case was publicized, right?
That's correct.
But sir, you not only publicized it yourself, you promoted it, correct?
No, I didn't.
You did? Okay.
Well, at least I tried not to. I didn't talk about it a lot. Or I tried not to, like,
Yeah, we're gonna impose just an objection. Counsel after his statements makes comments, okay, right, et cetera. We're gonna ask those comments.
That's inappropriate for anybody to editorialize after a response. Go ahead and ask that question.
All right, so Wally Sajemi, we talked about him, right? Correct?
You say that again?
Wally Sajemi, we spoke about,
Okay.
right? No, we
Yeah,
did,
right
right?
here.
He's an IT guy, correct?
Okay, yes.
After Rocky's arrest in this case, you asked him to publish and publicize articles about the arrest, correct?
No, no,
You did not do that?
never,
Never.
never.
You didn't ask him to publish Rolling Stone?
Publish, what can he do? I don't understand, what can he do to publish anything? What do you mean by that?
Put on the internet, on your.
Why would I can do it? Why would he do it? What is he, do you understand what he does?
Jeff, all he's doing is asking you whether it did or did not happen.
No,
So you never did that?
no,
And you didn't offer to throw some money to do that?
no.
Okay.
Only time I ever asked Wally to do anything for me was to get me verified.
Okay.
That's it, and that's a blue check.
Take a screenshot, please. I'd like to show the witness this screenshot. I'll speak to Ms. Wolf about it. This is called. Yes.
No, there's an objection, the Kennedy Foundation should not be put in front of.
Or there's no speaking of objection.
Let me take a look at what you. Bring it up.
Baby, this cross-examination is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be drawn out. And while he's better than he was before on this stand, he still finds a way to lose his footing and let his ego get the best of him. So let's go on back on over to my little list here, my little list of notes, and talk about what Joe Tacopina has pulled out thus far. Let me mute this because what we're not gonna do is listen to teams ping for hours. Okay. What he has established is that, Joe was basically able to put out in front of the jury that Relly didn't really have money. He did this a couple of ways. He talked about his girlfriend giving him money, loaning him like $2,000. He talked about and then he also brought up his bank accounts, and in his bank accounts how he had $4,000. He kind of did this because he wanted to, or maybe he turned yours off 2K. He kind of did this because he was talking about having money and putting on as having like this lavish lifestyle being something that was important to Relly. So he's basically calling him a pump faker. I heard you acting like you got it all, but in reality, your girlfriend lending you money and you got $4,000 in your bank account, but you claiming to be a millionaire. All right. You also claim that you were at the height of your musical career in 2021. You were going to be, you were in and out of label meetings, but at first he didn't remember what labels he was meeting with. Then he came back with Capitol Records and Universal, but he actually doesn't know who he spoke with. If you were at the height of your career, you're going to know who you were talking to, in my opinion. But Relly is saying that he doesn't recall that. He's also saying that because of this incident, deals were ruined for him. When he asked about what deals, he talked about a joint venture. He's now brought up a business partner, some third party person, or maybe sixth party at this time. Some other person that we don't know who it is. We don't know if they had any real deals or not. Because at this point, he's kind of doing things outside of ASAP, right? What's funny is that when Joe's asking him, he's again unable to name like what deals he had, and it took him a while to even name one of his artists. Again, one of his claims is that artists no longer wanted to work with him. The artist that he named was Cash. I've never heard of Cash, but it was very interesting.
That's okay. I'm going to play the recording. Okay, so
You don't have to do that. Just play it for him. Play it. Does that have speakers? Play it for him there. Just so he, the witness stand, just so he can hear the voices. It doesn't have to be broadcasted at this point over the loudspeaker system.
John, before it's played.
No, no.
I'm just trying to report a ruling yesterday about phone calls. I'm just what the court's ruling was, no phone call could be played unless there's a foundation that both sides knew was being recorded. So
Yeah,
that was the court's ruling.
I didn't authorize me being recorded.
So that's the court's
Stop making speaking objections. Let's first find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording.
That's not me. That's not me. That's fake.
Okay. No editorializing. He says it's not him. Go on, something else.
That's fake.
Go on, something else.
Can I finish hearing it though? Can I finish hearing it? Because
No, because there's no need to, because you said it's not you.
I want to finish hearing it though, because
No, you said it's not you, so it doesn't matter. Go on to something else.
Let's just be clear, that's not your voice.
I would love to hear it again.
No, are you not sure?
I would love to hear it again for 2
Mark,
seconds.
right, let me ask you
So, might it be your voice?
No, I would just love to hear it again because I never had this conversation with my lawyer.
Okay, all right. Then if it's not you, then it's not you. Go on to something else.
Your Honor, does the court's ruling still apply in the future regarding?
It depends on where the recordings were made. If the recording was made outside of California, it could well be that it might be a one consent state or maybe a two consent
This is
state.
a New York recording, made both parts of New York, it's one consent statement.
Correct, then it would be admissible. It would not be precluded by Penal Code Section 632.
Okay. So. You remember, telling Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant to the time.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Okay. In 2021, August 5th to be exact, did you tell Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection relevant.
Sustained. Sustained. I don't recall. You don't. Sustained. Sustained.
No, I understand, right? The form or not?
Whether he said his life was fake or not has no bearing on any issue that's before the jury.
Okay.
It's something else.
Well, you told Rocky's life fake yesterday, right? Did you?
I don't remember.
You don't remember saying it?
Sheriff, you got to talk to the mic.
I don't remember.
Well, I want to ask a question, I'm just not sure if this was off limits or not. Should I ask Mr. Chief as well?
Yes.
No.
Well, his honor said it's off limits, but I'm not sure you will.
Oh.
Should we go to it?
Again, Alice, that's correct. Again, you got
No,
to.
all right.
I'm not his honor, so you should not.
Well, then you should have ruled.
Can you two stop squabbling? Oh, it doesn't have to be on the record. Ah.
They can't get past it, but baby. Okay, y'all. So the defense walks up. They say, "Is this you?" They got this call that's been recorded, allegedly.
On November 6th, 2021, that's, by the way, the date of the incident, correct?
What incident? The shooting?
What incident happened on November 6th, 2021?
I'm not saying what,
On November 6th, 2021, your girlfriend Lydia Parker sent you a text message accusing you of being a fraud, correct? On that date.
Check your relevance, Your Honor.
no, I don't know.
Hold on. It's also sustained. Sustained.
Motion to strike any answer.
The answer stricken.
Thank you.
Okay. Sir, on this topic, one last time. The height of your music career was in 2021, you told the jury. You were making money, you said, quote, I finally figured out how to make money. In 2021, did you make money from your music business? Yes or no?
I didn't make money, but I figured out how to make money
Okay.
within the music industry. And my artist was making money because it's their royalties. I could have made money, but it wasn't enough for me to even, I don't want that money.
Okay.
I'd rather get them a deal.
Okay. In 2021, did you make money from other businesses aside from the music business?
I don't recall.
You don't recall if you made money any other way?
I don't recall.
Did you have any other
I don't recall.
jobs? Question. Did you have any other jobs in 2021?
I don't recall.
Okay. So it's your testimony, you don't know if you made any money in 2021?
I don't recall.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm gonna move into an area now, based on that answer.
Say again?
I'd like to move into an area now, based on that answer, I think the vote is no.
Our position is 352 and relevance.
I don't know what area you were. Why don't you come on up and tell us?
Where it is.
All right, y'all. Joe is still bringing it back around in 2021. Were you making money? Yes or no? Does Relly recall anything at this point? It's given very much so Woody. I don't recall. He doesn't know if he had another job, but I'm not gonna hold you. This man sat in front of the jury, listening to a recording of him that he didn't know existed. Said that it wasn't him, but is desperate to continue to hear the rest of the call, y'all. He's desperate to hear the rest of that call. Right, Chu? It's given very much SNL. This is not real life. This is not real life. He's saying that he didn't make money in 2021, not directly. He didn't want that money. Is what I heard him say. He didn't want that money. The artist would make money, but he would rather get them deals, and he would get his money off of royalties. This is why I sell 2.0. It might be 2.5, or maybe it's 3.0. Child, I don't know, but really don't got no money. And Jordan let us know that he ain't got no money. Several times. Let's see if I can get us some in courtroom commentary from our folks out there in the courtroom over on Twitter. Let's see. We have so many restrictions filming. It's very annoying. They had arguments this morning where the public and media were in the courtroom, but were told could not record on camera. This might be the most restrictive courtroom we pull in. We have to turn the camera off, not just mute it or go to the seal for every sidebar, every break, and any other time the court staff directs them to. So anybody curious why the camera cuts off, that's why they absolutely have to do so. My immediate contribution to Rihanna being in the court today is that she has a side part. Shout out to I'm Not a Lawyer But Mel. I freaking love her, and I will be tuning in this evening when she does a recap. Because yeah. Okay. All right, Mel hasn't posted anything else. Let's go over to Megan and see if Megan has posted anything interesting. Here's the final exchange between ASAP Rocky's lawyer Joe Tacopina that led to Judge Arnold recessing the court so Relly can talk to him about how to answer questions. They're back, but soon we'll break again for 90 minutes because y'all know they go on for lunch. Oh, and even Megan says this. She says Relly has gone full on Woody with us with this I don't recall. Full on Woody. All right, let me check out the Black Letter Law, and let's see what they've put out here. If they put out a post. All right, they haven't put anything else out here as of yet, but that's what's happening in our courtroom exclusive. So let me catch the comments and see what our gallery is saying. He want to hear it. He want to hear it real bad, and the judge telling him like, "It's not you, right? It's not you. Then what you need to listen to it for? If it's not you, like the judge is making you look like you lying in front of the jury." In front of the jury. And I don't know if it has clicked to him yet, but everything that's put on the record in this case can be used in his civil suits. And I don't think he understands that. Like, I don't think he's thought this whole thing through. The whole case is done. This is almost worse than YSL. It is very hard to watch Ash. Now, y'all don't do that. It's definitely Tubi. I will be asking for a dismissal, and I think they should. You're going to dismiss this from our sister station. Judges need to go on and say it. Brokey. Lamar says she's being triggered, honey. Kathy's post was interesting. It very much was. He probably been studying Woody so he can make money like him. He does not have the public's favor at this point. Why do you think he even took the stand on this? Because he got to get his story out. He absolutely have to get his story out. Absolutely has to get his story out. Okay, sorry. Brittany, I saw that. My cousin B sent me a text. If you still in her, cousin, I saw that. I thought that was crazy. So just off topic, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but YSL Mondo was accused of robbing a pregnant woman, and they claim that he dates women to rob them in Atlanta. And my cousin just sent me the article, but I seen that earlier today too, girl. Crazy. Everyone in that court looking a hot mess. The judge, state, and the defense, they all need to just wrap it up at this point. He won't get a dime. I don't think he's thinking it. I don't think he's thought it through whatsoever. Like, I don't think he's thought it through at all. Wait a minute. Okay, now everybody talking about Mondo. They are not on lunch yet. I would be expecting them to actually do take lunch though. Let me go on over here and check the feed and see if they just went ahead and broke for. If they broke for lunch, it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad. It's really going to be sad. Let me see. I think they're gonna end up taking lunch because they take an hour and a half for lunch, and it's 12 now. We got through absolutely nothing. Literally, we haven't even. Joe has yet to truly touch on him stopping at Dunkin' Donuts, going back. He hasn't touched on the text messages that he's actually sent Rocky. He hasn't addressed who was the aggressor yet. Like, there's so much left on the bone. Joe haven't even broke through the skin of the chicken. The chicken still got skin on it, y'all. And we are already at lunch. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. A long day. It's gonna be a long day. Nene, I'm about to write in the group chat because I don't think I told y'all. Get her, and I'm finna send you my number because I have no notifications turned on because so many things come to my phone in a day. So Nene, lock me in. Taylor to go. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Mondo. God don't like ugly. Mondo is very. There's no way he had any intelligent thoughts. So this is so on brand for him. Mondo gets on your nerves. If his plug wasn't the DA, then you know what? Never mind. He definitely got a DA plug out here though. we gonna call spades around here. Joe hasn't touched on anything in his opening yet. That's what it's so much. He touched nothing. Joe ain't talked about nothing, and he got really in a tizzy. He got him in a tizzy. Do y'all? And I honestly think that phone call got him shook. Got him shook to the core. The phone call got him shook to the core. That's fake. That's not me. I would love to listen to the rest of it. Oh, you forgot what you said on the call, huh? And did you hear Joe laugh at him like, oh, that's not you? Did you see post that Kat reposted where really complained to the judge that he's staring at me while talking about Rocky? He has the right to confront his accuser. What you scared of? Okay, stand on business. Let me get out here and see this. Let me get out here and see if I can find that. If I can find that tweet. Look at Sadie Nash out here trying to get the girl to do an interview with him. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find it, y'all. Was it Cat Not Williams? Let me see. Y'all know we love Cat over here. We are true Cat Not Williams fans over here. Okay, nope. I don't see it. Let me know. Stand on business. Let me know where it came from. Right. I don't ever watch anything Mondo related. I don't either. Very much on brand. Woody was finesse. This guy has none. Woody definitely had finesse. Definitely had finesse. I need to hear the call now. Okay, because what was on it? What was said? Like, we're gonna run it back to see if we can hear it. We're gonna run it back to see if we can hear it. I don't want us to miss a pinch of this case, but I really do think that they are going. I really do think that they are going to go to lunch because it's that time. It's that time. Maybe we can run the call back, y'all. Nancy Dillon has the original post. Okay. Where did Rocky find Joe? He is hilarious. Okay, I was worried. Mickey, I was worried about Joe because I'm like, Joe got too much. He got too much. I don't know. It was given too Italian, he had too much aggression. I was thinking Joe had too much aggression. Joe done toned it down. Joe done backed him into a corner. You hear me, from standing across the room. Okay. Joe done put really right in his place. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm shocked. Okay, Nancy Dillon had the original post. Let me go find Nancy Dillon. Let me find Nancy Dillon. Let's see. Okay, I'm guessing it's this Nancy Dillon. Okay, maybe not her. If you on Stand on Business, if you on Twitter, just tag me. Tag me in it. Wait a minute, is this her? Wait a minute, let me see if this is Nancy. Is this the right Nancy? Yes, it is. It is. I found her. Okay, same fireworks in the courtroom. Takapina was grilling ASAP Rayleigh. Rayleigh took offense. Judge called a recess. As people filing out, Rayleigh addresses Rocky directly. Judge told him to stop. He's staring at me. Rayleigh complained. He's staring at me. He's as big as a crybaby as the prosecutor at this point. He's staring at me. 74. What's 74, Maria? Joe, like a guy from Sopranos, very much, very much. Joe want to win, and Joe was doing a good job. Joe represented another high-profile case before. I can't remember who it was, though. I want to say he represented Trump, too. He's like an Italian mob boss. It's the way that he's built up top with his fitted, tailored suit on that definitely gives. You come sit in my. I have a terrible Italian accent. I'm not even gonna try. But it's this. It definitely gives Italian mob boss. Okay. Joe is great, even with his childish behavior. He's on point when he needs to. He is pulling it together. Joe is pulling it together. Joe's my cousin Vinny. No disrespect. Period. Period. That's it right there. Stand on Business. Let me go ahead and follow you too. Let me go ahead and follow you too. Yep. He's staring at me. Oh my God, really? That's hilarious. All right, y'all. So here's the thing. Oh, they went ahead and took the lunch. So we're gonna run this back so we can hear this phone call. That man said, I didn't consent to being recorded. They don't have my consent for that. He think he's so smart. He's so smart.
Remy, and then I work with a bunch of like videographers, producers.
You need the spelling on the second one. All right, Cash. Who was the second one?
Cash, Remy.
Wait, I don't know what you say.
Remy?
Remy?
Yeah.
R-E-M-I?
Y.
R-E-M-Y.
Yeah, Remy, I think that is. And then I was just doing, I had a bunch of other artists, but not in the works, like I'm about to sign them.
So, sir,
But my main focus was on Cash, really, and like, yeah. Just
Cash left you after November 2021.
He left directly after the case just went public.
After it became public.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you said that the jury yesterday claimed that a lot of these deals went away when the case was publicized, right?
That's correct.
But sir, you not only publicized it yourself, you promoted it, correct?
No, I didn't.
You did? Okay.
Well, at least I tried not to. I didn't even talk about it. No, I didn't.
You did? Okay.
Or at least I try not to. I didn't talk about it a lot. Or try not to like.
Yeah, we're gonna impose just an objection. Counsel after his statements makes comments, okay, right, et cetera. We're gonna ask that those comments.
No, that's inappropriate for anybody to editorialize after a response. Go ahead and ask another question.
All right, so Wally Sajeni, we talked about him already, correct?
You say that again?
Wally Sajeni, we spoke about,
Okay.
right? No, we
Yeah,
did.
right here.
He's an IT guy, correct?
Okay, yes.
After Rocky's arrest in this case, you asked him to publish and publicize articles about the arrest, correct?
No.
You did not do that?
Never.
Never. You didn't ask him to publish Rolling Stone?
Publish. What can he do? I don't understand. What can he do to publish anything? What do you mean by that?
Put on the internet, on your.
Why would I can do it. Why would he do it? What is he? Do you understand what he does?
All he's doing is asking you whether it did or did not happen.
No.
So you never did that?
No.
And you didn't offer to throw some money to do that?
No. Okay. Only time I ever asked Wally to do anything for me was to get me verified.
Okay.
That's it. And that's a blue check.
Take a screenshot, please. I'd like to show the witness this screenshot. I'll speak to Ms. Lewis about it. This is called. Yes. I'm guessing right now. This is.
No, there's an objection. The Kennedy Foundation should not be free from.
Or there's no speaking of objection.
Let me take a look at what bring it up.
Your Honor, the court made a ruling yesterday about recording.
You don't have to do that. Just play it for him. Does that have speakers? Play it for him there. Just so he, the witness stand, just so he can hear the voices. It doesn't have to be broadcasted at this point over the loudspeaker system.
Your Honor, before it's played.
No.
I'm just trying to report a ruling yesterday about phone calls. I'm just, the court's ruling was, no phone call should be played unless there's a foundation that both sides knew was being recorded. So,
Yeah,
that was the court's ruling.
I didn't authorize me getting recorded.
So, that's the court's
Stop making speaking objections. Let's first find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording.
Look at that man's face. Look at his face. That is absolutely his voice.
That's not me. That's fake.
Look at him. Look at his face. Okay, I'm running it back just so y'all can look at his reaction. It gives liar. Hold on. We can't hear it. It's not audible. But I want y'all to look at his face.
Find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording.
That's not me. That's not me. That's fake.
Okay, no editorializing, he says it's not him, go on to something else.
That's fake.
Go on to something else.
Can I finish sharing it though? Can I finish sharing it? Because
No, because there's no need to, because you said it's not you.
I want to finish sharing it though because
No, you said it's not you, so it doesn't matter. Go on to something else.
Let's just be clear, that's not your voice.
I would love to hear it again.
No, are you not sure?
I would love to hear it again for 2
Right.
seconds.
Right, let me ask you
So, might it be your voice?
No, I would just love to hear it again because I never had this conversation with Wale.
Okay, all right, then if it's not you, then it's not you. Go on to something else.
Your Honor, does the court's rules is
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the face of a liar. No, I would love to listen to it again for 2 seconds. So it may be your voice, no, but I would love to listen to it for another 2 seconds. I've never had that conversation with Wale. How you know the other person on the phone is Wale? That boy's soul is lifted out of his body and is hovering over his head right now. It's literally lifted out of his body and hovering. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't want to listen to me laugh and hiss, but the man, look at that face. I got to take a screenshot of this because he is definitely going on a thumbnail. He is going on a thumbnail, y'all. Hold on. Immediately, his civil suit attorneys are walking away from him as we speak. Now, keep in mind, y'all, that he is not done requesting to hear this. Let's keep it moving so we can hear him ask 2 more times if he can listen to the rest of that tape.
It depends on where the recordings were made. If the recording was made.
Oh, did he just say effing recordings? Wait a minute. We bagging it up. I know I'm getting on somebody's nerves right now. Look at his mouth. Read his lips, y'all. Did he say effing recordings? Hold on.
That's not your voice.
I would love to hear it again.
No, are you not sure?
I would love to hear it again for 2
Right.
seconds.
Right, let me ask you
So, might it be your voice?
No, I would just love to hear it again because I never had this conversation with Wale.
Okay, all right, then if it's not you, then it's not you. Go on to something else.
Your Honor, does the court's rules as simplified and impede your authority?
It depends on where the recordings were made. If the recording was made.
Oh, he says effing recordings. I'm 100% certain that's what he said. Yes. He says effing recordings. Now, what y'all take from that? Let me write that down. Fucking recordings. Like, he upset because he was recorded. Okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I'm gonna let it play.
Outside of California, it could well be that it might be a 1 consent state or maybe a 2 consent
This is
state.
a New York recording, made both parts of New York, right? It's one consent state.
Right, then it would be admissible. It would not be precluded by Penal Code Section 632.
Okay.
Okay, y'all, that body language was that. Damn. Okay.
You remember telling Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection, relevant to the time.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Okay. In 2021, August 5th to be exact, did you tell Miss Parker that your life is fake?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained. Sustained.
I don't recall.
You don't. Sustained. Sustained.
No, I understand, right? This is the form or not.
Whether he said his life was fake or not has no bearing on any issue that's before the jury.
Okay.
It's something else.
Well, you called Rocky's life fake yesterday, right? Did you? I don't remember. You don't remember saying it?
Sheriff, you got to talk to the mic.
I don't remember. Well, I want to ask a question, I'm just not sure if this was off limits or not. Should I ask Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
No.
Well, his honor said it's off limits, but I'm not sure you will.
Oh.
Should we go quickly?
Again, Alice, that time, again, you got
No, all right.
I'm not his honor, so you should not.
Well, then he should have ruled.
Can you two stop squabbling? It doesn't have to be on the record.
Baby, the judge is tired. Judge Arnold said he tired. He said he tired of it. He tired of them going back and forth. He tired of them squabbling. All of the above. His body language. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me not skip Kim. Taylor, how are you going to do a 1 minute recap with all this tea? Kim, I have no idea. Yesterday, somebody recommended that we do a part 2. I don't know how I'm going to condense this, y'all, but I'll figure out how to get it in 1 minute. His body language is like a man who got busted cheating and he's trying to convince her eyes deceived her when they both know damn well. Ali, no, good goddamn well. He was fine. Telling a story. All you heard is the judge say, stop. It sounds like me talking to these kids, okay? It sounds like my kids arguing, and I'm telling them, stop. Just stop. You know, because my 11-year, Samaj's about to be 11 years old in a month. She's about to be 11. And she will argue her 5-year-old brother down. And mind y'all, my son, he has a genetic condition where his tongue is super large, so he can't even speak intelligibly. He can say some words, but you can't really hear what he says most of the time. 60% of the time, you don't know what he's saying. And they will argue like everybody understanding what everybody is saying. And I'm just yelling, stop, cut it out. He's so sick of them. Yes. And that was me for the part 2. Them folded hands sitting up there like, baby, please just listen to me. What I'm saying is the truth. It's the truth. The sky's purple and grass is blue, baby. I'm telling you. I swear, my son is 11 and my daughter is 4, and they be going at it. I'm trying to tell you. Like it's no tomorrow. I may not get all of this in a 1 minute recap for sure. We're just gonna have to go live on TikTok and talk about it. Who's gonna interview Wale? So there you go. There's a very interesting question, because I was curious about that too, right? Because he's denied the conversation. So if Wale is called, and I wonder if this is Wale, Lotus Flower Wale. If Wale is called, is he going to be able to be the one who gets the recording admitted? Because what I heard them say is that it has to be in a no consent state. So New York is allegedly the state where you can be recorded. I guess it's a legal recording as long as one of the people say, yeah, this is me, and this is true. I think that's kind of what I heard. I may have to go back and re-listen to that. But if that's Wale, is Wale gonna get called? Is the defense putting on the case? Maybe that's the next question we need to be asking. Busted. I only know one Wale, and he probably wants no parts. It's a one-party state. Thank you, Sadidi God. He has not gotten to the actual incident. He's just all he's done is shown that really is a liar, and he don't got no money. He ain't had no money back then. He was out here false flagging. He ain't had no money back then. He was borrowing money. He was lying about who he had connections with, and he's still a liar. That's the only thing Joe has shown. He has yet to touch the surface on what led up to the fight, what led up to the alleged gunshots being fired, what he did after the fact. The only pinch of actual, the only thing that he's actually told us is that he didn't know that the cops went to the scene. That's the only thing that he's told us. He knows he's no good. The fact they got their recording, they had to get it from Wale. I think Wale and ASAP are friends. ASAP Rocky, right? Not ASAP really, but ASAP Rocky, right, Sadidi? Exactly why he lied about the cases. Somebody he didn't know that the police went. He didn't know that the police went to the scene. The man actually said, "How would I know that they went there?" Well, you claim you went back to your hotel room, which is in walking distance from the incident. Did you not hear police sirens? Like, what were you thinking? Because you weren't thinking, oh my gosh, I was grazed by a bullet. Let me go to a hospital so I don't get an infection on my fingers, or let me go to the police so I can make sure that justice gets served. Let me not go back over there and call the police and say this happened right here. Come look and see. It's the fact that the police accepted the casings from him that drives me. And the state has introduced it, or is going to introduce it as evidence. Riri on the song with him. Now I can't sing, but is it baby? I never made love. Yeah, Riri on the song with him. That's it. That's Wale's song. Yep. There you go. I can't sing. I ain't a singer. All right, let's see. Perfect screenshot of cross-examination. If they're on lunch for another hour, y'all. They are on lunch for another hour. Y'all know my stream is going to end up ending. I'm wondering if we should start watching later so that we end on lunch. Like, no, I ain't going to be able to wait. I ain't going to be able to wait. When court start, I'm going to want to be there. Let's see who else is going to be live or is live. Because we may have to go raid. Cat's not live either. Let's see who's live. Justice is a process. It's watching the Love Affair trial. Dear Woke Christian isn't live. All right, y'all. So what we could do is we could finish up with Judge Big Bernie, and we could take it out until the end of trial, and then we can go raid Kat's live, or we can just go raid her live now. Can we start earlier in the morning and watch where they ended the day before? Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Like, because my stream is going to end at 3:34 o'clock. So I could go live earlier and finish up or replay whatever happens the day before after lunch, and then take us to the start of the new day if that's what you want to do. I think that's how we kind of planned it out anyway, Cindy, at first. But the trial is so good, so early, really on the stand already. So we just been trying to get in and end up watching it somewhere else. I think he contemplated getting up and running out of the courtroom for a minute. I think you might be onto something, Ali. I think you might be onto something. Yeah, they had to get their recording from Wale, but he asked him though, didn't you ask Wale to do something for you in Rolling Stone? Let's go back and see what the question was. And he denied it and was like, why would I need him to do that? I could do that for myself. Do you know what he does? And they kind of had me questioning if Wale was truly the Wale that we were talking about, or if it's a different Wale. But we're gonna see. Let's run it back and listen to the question.
The court made a ruling yesterday about recording. You don't have to do that. Just play it for him. Play it. Does that have speakers? Play it for him there. Just so he, the witness stand, just so he can hear the voices. It doesn't have to be broadcasted at this point over the loudspeaker system.
John, before it's played.
No.
I'm just from the court made a ruling yesterday about phone calls. I'm just from the court's ruling was no phone call could be played unless there's a foundation that both sides knew was being recorded. So
Yeah,
that was your ruling.
I didn't report the right we being recorded.
So that's the court.
Stop speaking objections. Let's first find out if Mr. Efron recognizes the voices on the phone or on the recording.
That's not me. That's not me. That's fake.
Okay. No editorializing. He says it's not him. Go on.
Fucking that. That's fake.
Go on, step against.
Yeah.
Cash left you after November 2021.
He left directly after the case just went public.
After it became public.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you said that the jury yesterday claimed that a lot of these deals went away when the case was publicized, right?
That's correct.
But sir, you not only publicized it yourself, you promoted it, correct?
No, I didn't.
You did? Okay.
Well, at least I tried not to. I didn't talk about it a lot. Or I tried not to, like,
Yeah, we're gonna impose just an objection. Counsel after his statements makes comments, okay, right, et cetera. We're gonna ask that those comments.
No, that's inappropriate for anybody to editorialize after a response. Go ahead and ask another question.
All right, so Wally Sajemi, we talked about him, right, correct?
you say that again?
Wally Sajemi, we spoke about,
Yeah,
right? No, we
we did
did.
right there.
He's an IT guy, correct?
Okay, yes.
After Rocky's arrest in this case, you asked him to publish and publicize articles about the arrest, correct?
No,
You did not do that?
never.
Never. You didn't ask him to publish Rolling Stone?
published. What can he do? I don't understand. What can he do to publish anything? What do you mean by that?
Put on the internet, on
Okay, so it sounds like he allegedly asked Wale, we don't know which Wale this is at this point, to publish articles about the incident in Rolling Stone. And apparently, whoever Wale is recorded that particular call, and that was the call that was played. I didn't catch that the first time around, naturally, because it was kind of hard to hear it. But that being said, I don't know if that has me questioning if it truly is the rapper Wale or someone else, because even he says, do you know what he could do? Why would I need him to do that? I don't know.
Why would I could do it? Why would he do it? What is he? Do you understand what he does?
All he's doing is asking you whether it did or did not happen.
No.
So you never did that?
No.
And you didn't offer to throw some money for doing that?
No.
Right?
No. Okay. Only time I ever asked Wale to do anything for me was to get me verified.
Okay.
That's it. And that's a blue check.
Get the screenshot, please.
Oh yeah. That's why his ass was toast. He said he flat out lied about having a conversation with Wale, asking him to post some articles about the incident and offering him some money. And then when the call was played, he denied it. And now he want to hear the call. That is hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm cursed. That is hella hilarious. Wow. Okay. I'm trying to get us over to my peoples. 1 second, y'all. We are going to go raid. Now, this is my first time doing this. This is my first time trying to do a raid, y'all. So just bear with me. I didn't even know I could do these types of things. They just taught me yesterday. They just taught me yesterday. They just taught me how to do it yesterday. All right. And on our poll, we had 76% think that we will not get through Rowley's cross-examination today, and 24% think that we will. I don't think we're getting through it. He's struggling. He's struggling way too hard, way too bad. All right, I'm gonna try to get us redirected. This is my content. This is the live. They say select the live, and they want me to edit it. Okay, maybe not edit there. All right, give me a second, y'all. These are community guidelines. All right, y'all, give me a second. I feel like I'm so close to doing it, and it's just, is it here? Community mentions, I don't need that. Creator music beta. I don't want that. I'm trying to get us redirected, y'all. We're gonna go over to Cat's Live. She's gonna be able to take us through the day. So I would love to just redirect us instead of, because I think it'd be cool. I think it's so cool how they had it. a little thing pops up and says like Taylor Umbridge and viewers have joined your live. Let's see. All right, it's not letting me do it. All right, well, everybody, we are going to head on over to, you know what? Maybe I have to look at it from here. That's what I gotta do. Ha ha, figured it out. 1 second. I can't look at it from here. I gotta do it from here. Y'all, I just figured it out. I just figured it out. Copy. All right, y'all. I just figured out the redirect. We are about to redirect over to Cat Not Williams live because she's already live and she's going to be able to take us through after the lunch because y'all know I'm going to have to end my stream anyway. We actually don't have anything else up for us to watch, so we'll just go over and join the party over there. All right. So thank y'all all for tapping in with me. Tomorrow morning I will start our stream early and I will rewatch or replay the second half of this testimony again. We'll do a rewatch in the morning and then it'll take us down to lunch tomorrow. All right. See y'all over at Cat Not Williams live. When y'all get in there, say Taylor Raid because that's what we're about to do. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Y'all have a good evening.